Yeah, buddies, it is the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. Gail Bennington on maternity leave. And guess whose little neck is getting stronger every day? Now she's holding her head up. Juliet. Vito, I love the opening today, except for, and you stayed thematic, but I didn't get the opener of Rabble Rabble.
That's what the Hamburgers catchphrase used to be.
I didn't know this.
It was Rabble Rabble.
Did you guys know this?
Oh.
I had no idea he had a catchphrase. I never know he spoke.
And I agree with you on the cheeseburglar. I don't know. Any one time I see somebody order a hamburger, I'll go, ooh, and then they have to tell me that they're allergic to dairy. Why else would you not put cheese on your burger?
No, it looks gross, and it sounds. The name Hamburgers isn't appetizing at all.
You know what always grosses me out? An old movie, they'll say, can I have a hamburger sandwich and a cup of coffee? And I get so grossed out.
Yeah.
Like, why are you having coffee with your hamburger? That makes you grossed out, Earl?
Yeah, that had a little rush of bile there.
We were doing kind of signs of trust and strength earlier. So I was putting Chris's finger in my cigar cutter, and Earl tried to run down the hall, and then I put my tongue through it.
Yeah.
And you were having a full meltdown.
Yeah, it grosses me.
That's team building, Earl. We all have to learn to trust each other.
I feel closer to you now,
Yeah.
Ron.
Like, I want to do a thing where all the other producers put pins right up to your balls. They don't push them in, but then you have to jump up and down, and you have to trust that the pin won't go through your balls.
I want to go first.
Yeah, sure.
You'll be by yourself.
Bring those balls over here, Earl.
But you got to do team building. That's all part of it. Or you don't have a trust to the other guys.
Oh, I trust the other guys.
Really? Then pull your pants down. They're putting pins up to your balls.
No.
I want to see them.
That's
There's something
creepy.
you don't know, Chris, that I know. Earl was talking with a major actress last night.
Really?
I would say a superstar. I would say a sex symbol, like an all-time sex symbol. I'm going to let DeVito, do you even know who it is?
I don't think I know who it is.
I'm going to let you guys do 20 questions. One of you will be the big winner, and you will get the small piece of bacon that fell out of my egg sandwich.
I would love to have that small piece of bacon. I haven't eaten today.
Why didn't you order something?
I didn't even think of it.
Earl was like, Ron, you got some crumbs on your chin. I go, what's the fucking hurry? I'm eating right now. And I could tell that he was grossed out.
Get off his back, Earl.
Here's the thing. This has become true. Black guys are way more into cleanliness than white guys.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They get grossed out by things more than a white dude does.
They do. And they're a little more germophobic.
I couldn't be farther away from being a germaphobe.
My black friends tell me that they use washcloths and white people don't, and that disgusts them.
Yeah, we know. We know they're disgusted with us, and we know that they think we smell like wet dogs. Now, here's the other thing, too. Like, what's the worst germ you could come across?
I guess duty.
No, I mean, what's the worst germ? What is this thing that people are so worried they're going to die from? And stop calling shit duty. You're a fucking full-grown man. But what are these germaphobes? What are they afraid of?
Mono, maybe? I think
Mono? Who? I could do fucking mono and still come to work. What are black people afraid of getting when they're wiping everything down?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not one of those people like I can't touch this and I can't touch that. I mean,
You'll touch everything.
But
you could touch sweaty nuts.
No, like I've told this before. That at the Hard Rock, when black people walk in, and they want to have their stuff soaked in hot water. I'm like, why? Like, what are you afraid?
They
of?
literally say soak it in hot water. What do you think a washing machine is?
No, they'll be like, can you boil this in hot water? And I'm like, what are you doing? It's already been boiled. It's been washed. It's sanitary.
How often does that happen? Someone said, "Will you boil this?"
Twice a month.
Jesus, what is people have got nuts? We were living outside until 150 years ago. People would just lay in the mud and go to sleep. All right, we're going to do this thing where you guys get 20 questions. And guess what? I think I just ate that little piece of bacon.
Oh,
I just popped it in my mouth. It was delicious.
I don't blame you.
All right, I'll give you the rest of my chips.
I'll take that.
They are the Lay's Classic. The Lay's Classic.
Delicious.
And I'm going to strap them. But I'll just let you listen to this crunch.
Oh, that's crunchy.
That's fresh.
That's tasty. I can hear the taste.
All right, your first question.
Is she Caucasian?
Yes.
Use like a funny voice when you answer, like so they won't guess who you are.
Is she an actress?
Yes.
Is she considered a model?
No.
She a beauty
Actress.
queen?
What's that?
Was she a beauty queen?
No.
Was she a TV actress?
Yes.
Has been, but all realms.
Okay.
Don't limit yourself to thinking it's Mary Tyler Moore.
I have a guess.
Well,
Is it Vanessa Williams?
No.
didn't we already do Caucasian?
Yes. That was my
So you're a
first
fucking
question.
racist, dude.
Has she won any awards?
Who knows?
Yes.
Yes.
Does she have a famous family?
Oh.
Who were you going for, by the way?
Kourtney Kardashian.
Osmonds? The Osmonds?
No.
Is she known for her breasts?
As much as anyone.
No.
Okay.
What do you think of Dolly Parton?
Yeah, I was in the realm.
You guys only have 8 questions left,
Fuck.
and you haven't gotten anywhere close.
No.
I even knew who it is, and now I doubt it because your questions are so bad.
Has she been a musician? Has she released music?
What a dumb question you're wasting. Go ahead, Earl.
No.
Damn it.
Was her last movie in the last 5 years?
No.
But that's a good idea. You should try to guess what decade she was at, her most known.
That's where I'm going.
Not really. Not with that 5-year thing.
So was she big in the 90s? Was that her peak?
I think even a little more early.
No. I'll say no. Yes and no.
No.
Did she have any famous boyfriends or husbands?
Yes.
Although that will only confuse you.
Is it Lonnie Anderson?
Is she still alive?
Yes. Yes, Lonnie Anderson's alive. No, it is not Lonnie Anderson.
I have a guess.
Yes.
Is it Winona Ryder?
Oh, that'd be great.
Is it?
No.
Hold on. Dave from Santa Cruz thinks he knows. Go ahead, Dave.
Hey, Ronnie. She's got blue eyes. It's Molly Shannon.
Molly Shannon. I would love that. I've always wanted to do an unmasked with Molly Shannon. By the way, the Ellie Kemper unmasked today. Love her.
She is the absolute best. She's everything you are to be. Ellie Kemper is awesome.
Jesus, that got a little stalky and
Why
weird,
is that?
dude.
Why is that weird?
Because you came on too fucking strong. Too weird. Joe in the Bronx.
Hey, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
Hey, Sally Field?
Oh, that's a good one. Was she in The Flying Nun?
No. No and no.
Could you imagine a nuttier premise for the show than The Flying Nun?
I got another guess.
Oh, go ahead.
Is it Meg Ryan?
Oh, that's a nice one.
Great guess. No.
Fuck.
It's Nolan Ryan.
Even
So
better.
close.
Is
Yeah.
it Marlo Thomas?
No.
Fuck.
There more than 20 questions?
Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, guys.
Can I get one more guess? Just one more.
All right, you each got one more guess.
Is it Michelle Pfeiffer?
Very good guess. No.
Fuck. Susan Sarandon.
No.
Earl, turn over all the cards.
Miss. Oh, wait. Emmy and Tony Award winner. Miss.
Emmy and Tony.
Emmy and Tony.
What did she win the Tony for?
I forgot what the play was for. But it is Miss Ellen Barkin.
Oh, shit. That is fucking awesome.
And are you ready for this?
Yeah?
So they're your Twitter buddies, right?
We're Twitter buds. Have been for a couple of years.
And they talked for 2.5 hours last night.
Oh my God, Earl.
Yeah.
That is fucking really impressive. Ellen Barkin is the shit.
I know. What was your first memory of Ellen Barkin?
Sea of Love.
Sea of Love, but I came first to Diner when it was her and Mickey Rourke, and she was going to cheat on her fucking boyfriend. Here, Earl, you go ahead and finish these chips. You've certainly deserved them.
He's earned it.
Does Ellen like chips? Now, where does she live, Earl?
She's here in the city. She's the show Animal Kingdom on TNT is
It's
on
a good
hiatus.
show, too, man. She's fucking dirty mom on that show, Dirty MILF.
So hot.
Now, do you tell her that you do radio?
Yeah, and
She wants to come on the show with you?
yes.
Make out with you in front of us?
No,
I can't wait to
But
watch.
you're going to try, right? Try to marry her. I don't know what she got out of it, but she was married to a billionaire before.
Yeah, the guy who was, at least he was in talks, one of the guys that built Barclays Center. Like, he owned a bunch of the property around there.
Really?
was,
Yeah.
Ron Lauder, I think it was.
Yeah, he was.
Ron Lauder.
He came from big
Yeah, Ron.
beauty stuff.
The Estee Lauder guy.
I didn't even know that. Good for him. Damien in Jersey.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I want to let you know why I would prefer a hamburger to a cheeseburger.
Disgusting.
Okay, here's why. I can't stand American cheese. And that's the default go-to for cheese when you order a cheeseburger or barbecue.
Not necessarily true. You could go cheddar. You could go Monterey Jack. There is so many choices now.
In 2018, all they do is give you choices on a cheeseburger menu.
There's like, I can't even, I'm stumped sometimes. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
They'll throw out Swiss.
Yeah.
If I could trust the person making it to put cheddar on,
Get out of here.
Cheeseburger
Damien,
all
you're
the
not
way.
even making a lick of sense. I mean, if
All right,
there's
take it
anything
easy,
you can
guys.
trust, they make burgers right in front of you. You know what I mean? Like, they're going, why would we even have a wall to our kitchen? We're just making burgers. Go ahead and watch. And then B to this story, you don't like American cheese? Let me tell you something. You don't like American cheese, you don't like America. Okay? Now, this country had to apologize to Brett Kavanaugh last night, and Trump did that for all of us. He says, I apologize to you because of America. And that didn't even have shit to do with running down American cheese. Remember, Vito, you're a wrestling fan, right?
Yes.
You remember this song? American cheese. Bum, bum. Brian in DC.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
You know who else doesn't like cheese on their burgers?
Yeah.
Is Jews. Not kosher.
Ian, let me tell you something. I have a lot of Jewish friends, and they all eat cheeseburgers. Now, I don't hang out with a lot of Hasidic Jews. Look, why am I talking about cheese? When Earl spent 2.5 hours describing his penis
No.
to a beautiful star.
So hot, Earl.
Put in Ellen Barkin best movies.
Yeah, I remember my parents were watching Sea of Love, and they let me watch it. It was not, I guess, not that far after it came out, and I was just like, "Who is that? She's just so hot."
Unbelievable. All right, let's
To this
all right,
day,
let's go to Ranker here, Earl. Yeah, she was so sexy in that movie.
unfucking
Break down
believable.
so we can read, Earl. We're all readers here. Go ahead, move it down. Switch with Tia Leone, who I also love. Do you know her at all?
Tia Leone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring her in, too.
I know of her. I don't
Double
know.
trouble.
Here's one of my favorite films of all time, Diner. This one surprises me, come in number 3. Eddie and the Cruisers. And remember, Tom Berenger played the part of Wordman.
Great name.
Tender Mercies, I forgot that. That's a great fucking movie. Duval won an Oscar for that. Down by Law. She Hate Me. These are fucking classics. The Adventures
yeah.
of Buckaroo Banzai across the 8th dimension. I'm going to do this scene for you, okay, Chris? Is there someone crying out there in the darkness?
So good.
So fucking nutty.
And see.
That was one nutty movie.
They would play a lot on Comedy Central in the 90s.
Into the West, your favorite film? Cheech and Chong's Up in Smoke? Earl, your girlfriend is had a great career.
You're so lucky, Earl.
You're so lucky that you get to spend every day for the rest of your life with her? Now, 2.5 hours, how many times did you jack?
No, I don't know.
You have every fucking right.
I spend half of it just kind of like staring at the sky going, this is not happening.
I wish you would have drove right over to my house. Because I would have fucking tried to close it down for both of us. When's she coming in? Tomorrow, Earl?
Well, we got to work that out.
Yeah.
We still got to.
Hey, when Ellen Barkin comes in here, I'm going to have a line, right? I'll go like this. Who you barking at, Ellen? You tell her I was a fucking top? American dream. Don't you wish you were single now, Christopher?
To get a piece to interact with Ms. Ellen Barkin, yeah, because I've had like
Your fucking toxic masculinity grosses me out.
Oh God, I didn't mean to toxify the environment with my masculinity.
There's a wave coming, brother. There's a wave coming. And that wave's ready to knock you ass over head, unless you straighten up and fly right.
I gotta start because I haven't been lately, or my entire life really.
Charles, West Virginia.
Hey, what's up? First time calling to your show. I enjoyed a lot. Hey, there's a movie with her and Mickey Rourke called Johnny Handsome. I think it came out probably the late to mid '80s. She plays a badass in that movie. Very good movie.
Something fucked up happened to Johnny Handsome's face, right?
Yeah, well, he was born messed up, and then they fixed him, and then they messed it up again.
I'm gonna go back and watch that.
Very good.
I love young Mickey Rourke. Is she coming in? Earl, is she coming in with Mickey Rourke?
Oh, say yes. Say yes, Earl.
Is she, did she make a lot of money off that divorce?
Yeah. Yeah.
500 million?
Not that much, but.
How much? Write it down. Man, you talk deep with her, huh? Holy shit. She doesn't even need to work in that movie, in that TV show.
No. I remember when that divorce was going down. It was in the New York Post every day.
Stay out of the fucking New York Post, all right? That's a lot of gossip.
Yeah, I'd get it for page 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Bro, did I get off every crumb off my germophobic face for you? I was literally mid-bite. He's like, Ron, you got some food like right on your mouth. I'm like, yeah, I'm eating it. Ellen Barkin isn't coming in here to judge me, is she?
Yeah, but that was the single most trippiest night I've ever had in my life.
I bet. Did she sound like she was being sexy with you?
No, she was just
like,
super cool.
Of course she's super fucking cool. Everything about her is cool. Was she like, oh, early, pearly, you know what?
Actually, we call each other E.
Oh my God.
Pet names already?
Pet initials, Chris, even better. Do you tell her that you work with R? Hey, yes, I'm dying for you to meet R.
Yeah, that's how the whole thing got kicked off. She was like, hey, give me a call.
Fuck. Oh, E. Fuck, I wish my name was Eddie so bad right now. I'd be in with you guys. I'd be in a fucking menage with you two. I'd be happy as shit.
Devil's Triangle.
Yeah, I'd be in the fucking Devil's Triangle. In my mind, I got the Devil's Triangle. First of all, you had an unbelievable night, Earl. That's a fucking fantasy night you had.
Yeah, it was just, just kind of covered everything, movies. You told Killer Dylan's story.
What?
Come on.
Urbana, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
What do you got for us, buddy?
If you want to see a good nude scene with Ellen Barkin, it's Fiesta.
Well, first of all, we weren't just talking nude scenes. We love her as Earl's friend. We respect her as Earl's friend. What'd you say about Dylan?
I'm trying to basically everything. She goes, at one point she was at his house, and he has like this giant library of basically all the stuff that he's written and he's working on, just notebooks, and it was just. I could have heard talk about Dylan all night if I wanted to.
And yeah, I didn't understand any of it. When you took an Ellen Barkin hanging with Dylan thing and you just brought up notebooks. Okay, Earl, this is who you're going to be competing with, okay? This is Ellen Barkin, and who has she dated? According to this, and it's who's dated who, and this is very fucking believable. Matt Dillon, Robert Duvall, Gabriel Byrne, just a rumored with Johnny Depp, David Arquette, the Ronald O. Perlman billionaire, Ray Fiennes, and this says Sam Levinson. I don't even know him.
I think he's a director.
Direct a video. You know what I'm saying, Earl? So you got a lot of fucking competition, Earl.
You can't screw this up, Earl.
Pacino, though? I don't see you in Pacino's fucking world. Brett, in Saskatchewan.
Yes?
Yeah.
I'm here.
What's up?
Oh, hey. Chris is forgetting about a really sexy scene with Ellen Barkin, and she was with Dennis Quaid in a movie. They're in the bayou, and she's in the doggy style position. He slides some fingers up inside of her, and she has such a great
You're talking about
reaction.
You're talking about somebody that he's that Earl is very, very close with. That has a loving relationship. When you hung up last night, did you guys say I love you to each other?
No, we didn't say I love you.
I say that to all my friends in case they die.
The movie was not Seal Love. Big Easy.
Big Easy, right? Big Easy.
One of the greatest.
Is that a black and white movie?
No, that takes place in New Orleans. Great soundtrack.
Big Easy.
Great cast.
Big Easy like a Sunday morning. Do you ever say it to her? Well, if she falls for one of your like little jokes, be like, "You're so Big Easy to tease." Easy E. That's what I'm going to call you. My little Easy E. And then you're going to be like, I agree with Easy E. Why the police always fucking with me? You're so lucky, Earl. Your fucking whole life is set up perfectly now. And you get some of that Perlman cash.
We're just pals.
Yeah, but it's time for you to make the fucking move, all right? You've been slow playing this enough.
Take
Maybe
the
she's
shot.
ready. Yeah. What's that?
He's got to take the shot.
Yeah. Tell her you want to recreate the scenes from Black Snake Moan. Black Snake Moan, won't you come?
Wasn't there a chain involved in that?
Yeah. You got to fucking chain him up these days.
Jeez.
It's time for toxic masculinity. Good for you, Earl. Good for you. All right, some people say, did Earl hit his head and imagine us? Maybe he spoke to Ellen Barkin. They claim that you kept the interns on the phone for years too. Maybe you didn't let her go. What's your favorite album?
Blood on the Track.
Mine too, man. I love that fucking album.
There's a the next Dylan bootleg series. It's gonna be focused completely on Blood on the Track. Was he cut it twice?
What's your favorite song on that album? What's yours and Ellen's favorite song on that album?
Mine, it's like Idiot Wind is good.
Mine is Simple Twist of Fate. That fucking song breaks my heart, Earl. Tell that to E. Tell that to EB. E.B. Cummings. She with anybody now?
Didn't come up.
What's she happy about? What's bothering her? What excites her?
Well, that if the tweets basically, she's really into the Me Too movement.
Oh Jesus! The last thing I need to hear. You tell her about me and Chinese throwing stars? So I can fucking throw a star right through a door.
Talk up Ron, Earl. Come on.
Talk up all of us.
That's how the conversation started.
Chinese throwing stars?
No.
What'd you say?
No, I just said, I work with you, Ron Bennington.
Why didn't you fucking put me on a 3-way call? That would have been fantastic, girl. The three of us just fucking sitting around talking about our favorite album, Blood on the Tracks. Everyone always gets into the 60s stuff. I love the 70s, Dylan. Love.
Blood on the Tracks, Desire, Planet
I love
Waves.
Desire.
Planet Waves is one of the most slept on albums of all time.
Oh, this whole fucking country, Earl. You know what we're going through right now. Unbelievable.
Yeah, but we're gonna try to get her up here and just talk. Talk with the best, Ronnie B.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking make fun of you in front of her. Maybe she'll like that. You got to bait it out for me, Earl. I love her. I'm proud of you, Earl. You're not like fucking Chris. He's going to Babelfish to try to learn Spanish because he's going home with her for Christmas.
Como está usted?
Now, Vito was trying to talk to me about today, I think, that movies that shouldn't have been a hit. But who can even say? Who's it up to say that?
Vito had to go run, had to do something with the replay.
Replay? We just fucking started.
I know.
What, did he fuck up today's replay?
Oh, no, today's replay's fine.
What's he talking about then?
I think there was on another channel's replay. But he'll be back in a minute.
They just pulled back the curtain, didn't they, Earl?
Yep.
They pulled back the fucking curtain. The trust they had for this team. That vaping makes me want to go down and smoke. Because I was up here for the whole unmasked. I couldn't get to leave. You guys fucking put together a great prank. So I had to eat up here. But then after I have a sandwich, I like to have a little smoke.
I understand. I'm the same way.
How long is the commercial?
8.5 minutes.
Is that... We do spots that long?
Yeah.
No wonder people hate us. That's not supposed to go like that, Chris. And as you as a producer, you would never say the term 8.5 minutes in front of the fucking listeners. How long is a single?
4.
You got a single more, bro. And you got to learn how to fucking market, how to brand. Maybe I'd have Jim McClure have a fucking talk with you. I'm going to text with him.
Oh, no.
Jim, you got a real fucking problem with this one.
Oh, no.
I'll go, there's a word I want to call him, but I can't under today's fragile. I'll just say that his needs are special. Austin, California.
Ron.
Yeah.
Man, I love your show, brother.
It is good.
You're forgetting Dylan's very best album. It's called Infidels.
Yeah, I'm not going to put it as his best. But like Boomer's mom is very disappointed that you won't flirt with her on Twitter. And Big Lou thinks Unmasked with Ellen Barkin, but she's not from the world of comedy.
I think she's done a couple of comedies, but not. And we need.
There's plenty of people that knew that you have been talking to Ellen Barkin on Twitter.
Yeah, she's very active on Twitter.
But active with you.
Apparently, I was one of the when she signed up on Twitter. I was like one of the first people to follow her because I didn't think it was real. I was like, yeah, let me follow her, and then and then I posted a picture of Jamaica Jamaica, Queens, and she was like, I went to school there.
Smart Earl. You're fucking slow playing this perfectly. You've put the lure in the water, and now the fish is going to make it think it's her idea. What are you having over there? Schweppes?
Yeah.
Ginger ale?
A little ginger ale, yeah.
How is it good?
Yeah, it's very good.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Could you send original Chris down? A couple of ginger ales for me and my pal, Earl Barkin.
Original Chris is going right now.
You ever say this to her? My feet are barking? And then just go, I'm just kidding, honey. You're the only Barkin in my mind. I've got an Ellen Barkin in my mind.
She was. I forgot. She was in This Boy's Life with. I think that was like.
Love that fucking movie.
That was like the second. That was DiCaprio's like second or third movie.
She was the mom that didn't pay enough attention to DiCaprio. And no, you don't look at me. You get it behind or nothing. Then she fucking won the turkey fucking shoot. How pissed he was. Is that Vito in there? Send him in here.
Vito, go into the studio.
Vito, you suppose that this fucking show is supposed to be a team thing?
Way to go. Oh, there he is.
Vito, where you been? What are you doing other fucking shows?
No, not other shows. It's our show. I was taking care. I have to do some stuff with our.
Are you taking care of business?
Taking care of business.
Well, I brought up something that you said you wanted to talk about, and then instead of fucking Chris covering, go ahead. You enjoy those chips. Those are yours. You're gonna have some nice fucking ginger ale with it too. I haven't had a ginger ale in many years.
Really?
Not since my grandparents died. They used to keep a lot of ginger ale in the house, for cocktails. And then I would get yelled at for drinking ginger ale. I go, you fucking drink it. Yeah, but with whiskey. I don't just fucking drink it for no reason. I go, no reason. It's a beverage. Everybody here is enjoying a beverage. Now, you wanted to talk about movies that were hits that shouldn't be. Is that it?
Yeah, because so Venom just came out, and it was like the #1 movie this weekend. It broke October records, and I just don't get it because it looks awful. None of the fans are excited about this movie, yet somehow it's a hit already.
It's a giant hit, and it's because America has a taste for shit.
But it's known to be bad. Like all the reviews,
They don't
are terrible.
care. Thor is known to be bad. It's fucking terrible.
But like at least
Spider-Man is bad.
But the fans of like those things like it. The fans of like Spider-Man and Venom, like they don't like this movie and they think it looks like shit. So I don't see any market for the movie, and I don't get how it's making so much money.
I don't care. Why would you care how much these fucking creep corporations make off their shit films? Is it that thing that's messed up? That's how we have a problem with our.
I think it's the headphone jack. I don't think it's the headphones.
Oh, look at original. You know what? You make me want to become more of a cricket fan. You know who's a fan of cricket, guys? Kathleen and Bri.
Really?
Yeah, they got very excited. We were talking about cricket with original Chris. Did you get that book? And you get
the books? The book's on the way, and our booking department's reaching out. Yes, but it's.
What was the other book I asked you to get?
Parker Posey.
No, it wasn't. It was Parker Posey. That's also ordered, and then there was the CEA book.
The manager, the agent.
Oh yeah,
Michael Ovitz.
Yeah, Michael
Ovitz,
Ovitz.
yeah. They are in the mail.
What about some of those political books? Like the new one about Trump by the Watergate guy?
Bob Woodward?
Yeah.
I'll order that as well.
I've hated Bob Woodward since he's done the Belushi book years ago. I spit on the ground if I hear the name Bob Woodward. So how was this a conversation you wanted to get
I want to
into?
see if there were any other movies that you guys thought were just gonna flop and just
Thor.
somehow became. You thought
Spider-Man. I thought fucking Batman was gonna flop. New Jack City.
Oh,
You like that movie?
I love that movie. Armageddon. Oh,
Armageddon was fucking terrible.
horrible.
That was the #1 movie of the year.
Yeah, it made like $1 zillion. I'm like, what?
But I tell you what, I yelled out at that movie when I saw it, Armageddon. I yelled out in the theater, Armageddon out of here. Everybody started applauding.
I was shocked Jurassic World, the last one, Fallen Kingdom or whatever.
Gigantic movie.
I know.
That's the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. I can say that without a doubt. The last Jurassic World movie is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Worst movie I've ever seen, The Godfather.
Really? That's a hot take.
You didn't let me finish.
Okay.
3.
Oh. I've never seen it. I've been told I'm not allowed to.
By who?
By my mom.
It wasn't
Your
that
mom
bad.
still rules your life, doesn't she?
You know, she makes some rules. I'll follow some of them.
That's good. You should call her a Rules McConaughey. If you could legally make out with your mom, would you do
No,
it?
I wouldn't make out with my mom.
But what if you had hit your head, you had amnesia, and then you met her? Would you think she was a very special lady?
I mean, I guess my mom is attractive. I made out with my aunt when I was a kid by accident.
Smart.
Because I was like, we were talking about kissing, and I was like, oh, like a tongue kiss, and then I just went in for it. I just made out with my aunt. Like when I was like,
Why did she
7.
let you?
I don't know.
Like a tongue kiss,
And like,
you said?
and not just like a marriage aunt, like my blood aunt. So it was really bad.
I think even any adult when you're 6 is bad. I think it could be a woman you never met before.
Yeah, I just went in for it and I took it. So that was my first kiss.
How long do you think it lasted?
Maybe 2 seconds.
And did you get some side tit on the way in?
I tried to.
I got one more episode of Ozark to watch and I'm done the season. Good fucking shoe.
I haven't gotten into that yet.
Let me just say this to you. Don't get too attached to any of the fucking characters. Particularly the children.
I've been watching that show Michael Rappaport's on right now where he plays an autistic kid's dad.
I tried to watch. I watched the first couple and then he started fighting with fucking, what's the name of that group that he's fighting with? Barstool.
Oh, yeah.
I almost called him Beach Patrol. I was so close to saying Beach Patrol Sports.
I thought you meant in the show.
Our old friend Eric. Did you hear about his new job?
No, I have not.
Eric is the guy who brought us into this business. And I mean the satellite business. And then as soon as we signed up, he took another job. All right, so I first met him in Florida. He was a country music guy. And he was wearing a fucking country hat and all that. Then I see him up here in New York. And then he went in with XM and he was like immediately like a pest, like an O&A pest. Left there, went to OWN Network with Oprah, and it kind of seemed like he was a gay guy. And now he's taken over Surf League. He's going to be in charge of this new surfing league. And I'm like, I guarantee you he's going to be Cowabunga dude.
He's going to be Puka dude.
Yeah, he's going to be Puka Dude Jr.
Right. I met him when the ill-fated Blink project.
The what? Oh, yeah.
That he was part of that team.
Yeah. And when that died, he fucking jumped to XM so fast.
He left the first week after
Yeah.
you.
He fucking knows which way the wind's blowing.
Absolutely.
And that's why it makes me feel like Oprah's Weight Watcher money is going out the fucking door. But smart, though. I'm proud of him. Always fucking keep moving. You know what I mean? Smart. I don't know. This fucking surf league. Is people really... I mean, I like watching surfing, but I never once keep fucking score. Like, oh, I think that's a 7.
No, it's just coming like this basically, because I think there's like a whole orbit around it. Because sometimes it's surfing and it's skateboarding and it's the whole thing.
Surfing in the Olympics?
Surfing has nothing to do with skateboarding.
No. Is it in the Olympics?
No, I'm just saying it doesn't cover all of extreme.
It's not extreme. No, it's a surf league.
It's not.
It's being run from that guy down at, what do you call it? He's from Florida originally, and he's I think retiring now.
Kelly Slater.
Yeah, that's him. You ever hear what I said to him when he left here?
No.
Slater, man, Slater.
That's good.
Then I yelled, "Suck you later," which he fucking loved. All right, if you were in The Outsiders, what would your nickname be? Remember, you had Soda Pop and you had Pony Boy. So what would your outsider's nickname be?
Browiser.
Browiser. It's cool. Chris?
Stankley.
I don't know.
Come on, Earl. Blackie?
Blackso. Blackso.
Smokey.
I like that. Mine would be Reese's Cup Pete. Seize upon the moment long ago. You starting to cry, Vito? Just for hearing the theme to that?
It's the Outsiders.
Yeah.
Rumblefish.
And let's do it for Johnny. Let's fucking do it for Johnny, man. That fucking girl, Cherry Valance, she was quite the young looker. Quite the young looker.
Diane Lane.
Yeah, Diane Lane. And Diane Lane is on the bed and on my nuts. Bum.
I like this version.
What's your favorite Diane Lane movie? She did this movie called I Fucked an Italian. That is so good. She goes to Italy with some gays, jumps out and gets an Italian villa.
I hated Unfaithful. And
why'd you hate it? It's a very, very exciting sex scene in that.
What was that movie she did with Matt Dillon? She did a couple of Matt.
Why are you fucking slowing us down?
No, I'm just drawing.
I mean, you're like pop, pop.
I'm
This is fucking radio, Earl.
I'm drawing a blank on Diane.
Nobody
Lane.
asked you to come up with all these Diane Lane things.
Oh, Streets of Fire. I
Oh
like
my
Streets of
God, he's gonna. Streets of Fire is fucking hideous, but it is the first movie I ever saw Willem Dafoe in. I can't remember it. Second movie I ever saw him in was the Marty Scorsese Brings Back Jesus movie.
Last Temptation.
And then one of my favorite movies of all time, a little thing called To Live and Die in L.A. He's unbelievable in that. Now he's playing Van Gogh in the new Julian Schnabel film. And say what you want about Julian Schnabel, he doesn't run, once you buy his painting, he doesn't run it through a paper shredder.
Ever see Body of Evidence with Willem Dafoe?
Uh-huh.
That's the first movie I remember seeing Willem Dafoe in. It's fucking great.
Why don't you see Mississippi Burning before that?
I've never seen Mississippi Burning. I'm going to check it out.
I like The Light Sleeper.
I don't even think I saw that.
I think it's Paul Schrader. I think he did that movie.
That's pronounced Schroeder.
Schrader.
That's pronounced Schroeder.
Then of course Platoon.
You know, Platoon, I actually wanted fucking Tom Berenger to do better in that. Because I was with him against the weed smokers.
He had a great. He had a great death scene though. The
Defoe?
Defoe had a great.
It was okay.
It went a little long for me. I was in Vietnam, and I'm telling you right now, it's fucking terrible.
When were you in Vietnam?
Well, the thing is, people don't even bring this up. I think I had a record for killing babies. Killed 17 of them. Oh, Vietnam, so fucking hard.
That's the record you'd want to have in Vietnam.
Thank you. But I was there in 97. Went over with a travel group, all gays. And I'm like, I am comfortable enough with my sexuality that I'll, save some money and go with this gay group. Well, little did I know, I'd end up killing so many babies. I was tripping, Earl.
17.
Yeah, 17. Here's the weird thing. I guess it was because of the acid I got confused. I wasn't even in Vietnam. I was in Ridley Township, right outside of Philly.
Geography was off a little bit.
And you know what? When we came back from Ridley Township, nobody, and I fucking mean nobody, had a parade for us.
That sucks.
You're busy with all the veterans. What about us? Hey, if you go over to 30 Rock today, right? There's all these American flags, and then this giant they have two cranes holding another giant American flag. I'm like, oh, they must like America over here. I looked over. It was like little kids coming in for fire trucks, and every little kid was wearing that plastic little fireman hat. And I remember getting one of them. And I was so fucking happy. I was proud to be a junior fire marshal.
I got a hat on every field trip I went on as a kid. If there was a theme to the field trip,
Yeah.
like my mom made fun of me to this day because I came home from historical Philly with one of those
Dry hats.
with one of those dry.
I came home with those things.
I got off the bus with the hat, holding a fake Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, that's fucking cool as shit. Yeah, all I ever did is went into Philly for every fucking thing. This is a real Quaker village. Just every fucking time we went had to have something to do with the revolution. I went to Valley Forge when I was a fucking kid, and our biggest thing was climbing up the fire tower. There's not a lot to see in Valley Forge if you're a kid. There's a couple of fucking huts and a lot of open land. You know, they're like, use your imagination. They were fighting here. Like, but they're not now. Then Betsy Ross's house had the tiniest little fucking stairwell ever. Even when you were a little kid, you felt claustrophobic. The thing that you're worried about, Earl, claustrophobia.
They took us to one of those old like towns where it's like I don't know what they call those, where like everything's like fucking
Trenton. Where'd they take you to an old town?
I don't know, like it's supposed to be like the start of America and like they're churning butter and shit.
Were you at Hopewell Village?
I have no idea. I can't remember.
Sounds like that's where you were.
And like I just remember an old man screaming at me because I picked up one of the lollipops. That's the only thing I took away from that trip is that some old man working the shop flipped the fuck out on me because I picked up a lollipop.
Dude, leave the fucking lollipops alone. You're so fucking hungry. You should have been like this. Oh man, look at my life. I'm having a lollipop. You ought to go back there now and see if he's still alive. And if he's not, beat up his son. Fucko.
Shank him like
Might as well take a fucking look. Love It or Shove It wants to know the thoughts of the season finale on Better Call Saul. Have not seen it yet. I'm watching it tonight. Tonight. I want. Please get Shane Warne on. Is that his name?
Yeah, that's the cricket player. That's the book.
I was asking for original Chris, who actually follows cricket. Oh, Diane B just put it on her. Just put To Live and Die in L.A. on her Prime list.
Indian dudes love cricket too.
Yeah, I know.
Fucking my friend went to the cricket final was at Citi Field a few years ago. Said it was just like 90% Indian dudes.
Ooh. Yeah, Vinay is a big fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Why don't you pay a little attention to him since he's your guy? John in New Jersey thinks he knows where you were during the time that you put your fingers all over some taffy. John, where did Vito fucking molest this lollipop?
I'm going to guess it was Waterloo Village in northern New Jersey.
Here's a lollipop for all of you.
Google Waterloo Village. Let me see if this brings back memories. See if there's an old fucking man standing in a lollipop store yelling at children.
Vito is out there at Waterloo Village. That fucking looks like it could be it, Vito.
Yeah, I mean New Jersey's pretty close. No, but like I feel like there were like more like old style houses, and they were all dressed up like it was I don't know what year.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. They have a lot of those. That's why I brought up Hopewell Village to you. What's that place in DC that does that? It's like old something. You're in old fuckface Virginia.
Not Gettysburg?
No, Gettysburg is the fucking Civil War, and there's just a big empty fucking thing there. I had a cousin that got busted at Gettysburg because he was out with a metal detector trying to find fucking shit. He got away with it at the Brandywine battlefield. He came back with some musket balls. That fucking belongs to the federal government. They don't fuck around. You start stealing shit out of a national park.
Really?
Yeah. Pop shot.
I definitely put my head and hands in one of those things. Those fucking
Socks.
Yeah, definitely got into one of those. That was the highlight, other than the lollipop fiasco.
When I was in first grade, we were going by bus through Philly, right? We're coming right back by the airport. And there was these two little boys on the bus, and they were laughing. And I'm like, what's going on? And they said that a man had his fucking dick out and was rubbing it. And I go like this. You guys are fucking idiots. Men don't take their dicks out. I was already a non-fucking believer. And now I'm like, there's a guy just jerking off in front of like first graders. But at the time I go, look how stupid you guys sound. The guy isn't going to take his fucking dick out. I've never forgotten that. And they were loving it. They were fucking cracking up.
Was it they were on the bus and they saw it in a car?
Yeah, they looked down in the car. I was a fucking businessman just with his dick out playing with it. And I gave him zero belief when they told me about it. Somebody wrote that it's Georgetown. Of course it's not Georgetown.
No,
It's a fucking college.
it was close.
Old something. Old fuckface Virginia.
Old fuckface.
Dominion?
Old Dominion. That's another fucking basketball school. Ray, what's up, buddy? What's up,
You're
Ray?
thinking of you're thinking of Williamsburg, Virginia.
That's exactly what I'm thinking of. Make your way into the beautiful prize closet, pretty good prize closet, and enjoy the rest of your life. Did you go all the way down to Williamsburg, Virginia?
I don't think so. I think it was close. I think it was either in New York or New Jersey.
You probably went to fucking Teddy Roosevelt's house.
Where's Betsy Ross's house?
That's in Philly.
Okay, that's when I went to Philly. I saw Betsy Ross's house.
It's fucking exciting, right?
Yeah.
Fucking had the thing out that she was making a flag in. And it was like, oh, they would take this hot pot and put it in the fucking bed with them. Put their feet on it. Oh, they made popcorn in this too. And then they would reach under and go, this is a thing that they used to piss in so they wouldn't have to go all the way outside at night. They would fucking keep piss pots under their beds. And I even asked, yes, sometimes they did shit in it. Because I was going like this. Would they poop too? Great question, son. Yeah. Occasionally, unless it was a really big log, they would take a poop in it. Because I was like, man, these fucking revolutionaries were disgusting. Pissing and shitting in their own rooms.
What's the rest of the class cracking up?
No, the rest of his class was like, this guy's heading on his way to an A right now. They were very impressed.
They must have gotten duty everywhere when they had just that stupid pot.
And I remember saying this too. Now, were all the slaves black? And then I would look at my black friends and start giggling. Like if anything came up with slavery, I would always point at them.
You're like,
They're like,
they look back at you. And
they're always like, I don't know why we didn't try to get away. 400 years. 400 years.
some tried to get away.
Yeah, but bad at it.
The law caught up most of the time.
You ever realize that in no war has a white person ever lost? They always win every war. I'm not saying they win every fist fight, but you take it to a war and the whites always win. The only way the whites lose is that they lose to other whites.
I thought there was there was uprisings. I'm not.
Oh yeah, there was uprisings, but that was like for half a night. I'm talking about a real war. I'm not saying that you couldn't come in and slit our throats while we sleep. Obviously you can.
That would fall under fist fight, Earl. That's what you just said.
Hey, easy, man.
I just want.
You're starting to act like you're fucking
Mussolini.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a
You're
white
coming off-
nationalist.
See, that's racist. If anything, he could compare me to anybody else.
Yeah, Mussolini ain't even white. Dodie, what's up? Dodie.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. My name's Cody. I didn't know you were talking to me.
No.
I think the place that he was talking about might be Sturbridge Village. Because that's
Is that
like
where you
an
are, Sturbridge Village?
it's
Put up
in
a
New
picture
York.
of it.
It's like like where they
What are you doing? Stay here where you are.
I'm just giving you something.
But we're going to break. Calm the fuck down. This whole thing was built around you, and you're running around. Now, there was a thing up in upstate New York, I think, where they dunk people. Like they would have, it was like a show, but the guy went up and you would dunk them in the water and bring them up. That's how they would fuck with people that fucked up back then. This looks like it.
This looks like it. Like there was like a bakery that looked really familiar. Earl, scroll up. Yeah, that looks familiar. That looks really familiar.
That's pottery, not bakery.
Oh, wow. That stood out to me, though.
What did you do? What did you do? Fucking toast an ashtray and then eat it?
I really only remember the lollipops and the.
Vito, do you have Ring on your house to keep your mom safe?
I should.
Yes, do you? Not what you should do.
I do.
Here's the problem with you. You're shoulding all over yourself. Let me tell you something about Ring. And Earl, you leaning close still. This is something you might want to get for Ellen Barkin. Ring's mission is to make neighborhoods safer. Today, over 1 million people use the amazing Ring video doorbell to help protect their homes. Ring knows that home security begins at the front door, but it doesn't end there. So now they're extending that same level of security to the rest of your home with the Ring Floodlight Cam. Just like Ring's amazing doorbell, Floodlight Cam is a motion-activated camera and floodlight that connects right to your phone with HD video, two-way audio that lets you know the moment anyone steps on your property. See and speak to visitors. Even set off an alarm right from your phone. With Ring's Floodlight Cam, when things go bump in the night, you'll immediately know what it is. Whether you're home or away, the Ring Floodlight Cam lets you keep an eye on your home from everywhere and anywhere. Ring Floodlight offers the ultimate home security, high visibility floodlights, powerful HD camera that puts security in your hands. With Ring, you're always home. Save up to $150 off of a Ring of Security Kit when you go to ring.com/comedy, ring.com/comedy, ring.com/comedy.
Welcome back to Bennington. Rachel Feinstein's in studio. Rachel's performing at Zany's in Nashville, Tennessee, October 19th and 20th.
He's ignoring you rather than interact with you. He wants to be
he doesn't care for me.
Her mic wasn't on.
Oh, is this
Earl, you got to put the mic on.
It's not? Oh, wait, is this my coffee or somebody else's?
No, it's just yours is coming in.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was going to sip someone else's drink. All right, forget all this happened.
Wait, that might be your water. Is that water that was
That's
left
a
here
water. That's a water.
Okay. The point is I'm here. I'm on fire.
Yes, she's killing it.
I just announced that about myself. It's really not true. I'm just gently eating chips.
But all right, plug away, Chris. But first interact and then plug.
Rachel Feinstein is here in studio, and she's performing at Zany's in Nashville, Tennessee, October 19th and 20th. Go to zanys.com for tickets.
Well, what
That's
about
right,
the hotel
Nashville.
tonight? Are you plugging that?
Oh, I wasn't aware of the hotel.
Tell us all about it, Rachel.
I'm involved with this app called Hotel Tonight, where you book a hotel and you get it that very night. I really don't need to explain it
Really?
at all. That's how it works.
So you're like a spokesmodel for
Well,
them.
yeah, like I did a couple of internet commercials for them, or like there's a couple of spots that I did for them, and basically, I just do stuff for them, and it's pretty awesome. They threw us this great party for our honeymoon, and yeah, and I get to stay at all sorts of classy places, which is how I book hotels anyway.
Yeah.
Like last minute. I'm not an adult. I
I'm
just
the
hurl
same
my
way.
body to some city, and I'm like, where am I staying? You know, so
Yeah.
I can get behind it.
So it's called what? Hotel
It's
what?
called Hotel Tonight. It's an app,
Yeah.
and you can sort of see me kind of laying on random couches, sort of feeding off my chest. I just kind of eat something. Some piece of debris is usually on me. This is my life.
But you you just brought up that you're married, and you married a real person, a man who does a man's job.
I did.
That's somebody that could come in here and dominate all of us because we work children's jobs. But he puts out fires.
Yeah, he's a fireman. He's a captain.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think if I was a fireman, they would soon learn that I wouldn't put out all the fires. I would put out some of the easier fires, but the scary fires, I don't think I could do. And And is he a good cook? Because they always say
They
guys
all cook. Oh, he
they
cooks
all cook.
everything.
Yeah.
And no one wants me in the kitchen. I have like 3 things I can bear, but I'm pretty worthless. So he cooks every day. He loves to cook. And
everybody thinks of you as a New Yorker, but you're not originally from here, right?
No, I moved here when I was 17, but New York feels like home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I moved here with this guy in his band called Dick's Sister. I think we discussed that portion of my life last time. Very good decision. Just hurled my body to New York City with Dick's Sister.
Did your family, were they concerned that you went into this business
No,
as well?
they should have been. But I had no other skills, so I think that they were just glad I was doing something. Like there was no talk of college or anything like that. Yeah, it was just hurling body to New York.
That never came up in my family either. I don't even think a lot of people I knew went to college. There was one kid in my town that went to college, and we all went down to the train station to wave. We had a band playing.
What town?
This was in the train station was Marcus Hook, Pennsylvania, and then he was talking a little bit of a. Yes, when I come back here, we'll bring medicine. And but it was a rare thing for people in my neighborhood to think, "Oh, I'll go to college." Some people went to community college, I'm
tweeting that I'm on the show right now.
Good.
By the way.
Get it out there.
Yeah, community college, that was the only thing I was going to be able to do, but even that I couldn't quite. That is hilarious that you waved at them.
Yeah.
Just waved goodbye.
Goodbye. Have a future. Now we're all going into the mines to work. Earl, you are the only person I know that has an associate's degree.
Yeah.
The 2-year
very high end associates.
What
Let
did you
me
get
adjust my cans.
Yeah. What did you get in? Typing? What did you do? Secretarial skills?
It's liberal arts, whatever that means.
Liberal arts sounds awesome. It sounds so relaxing.
Yeah, well, ever since Trump came in, everyone with a liberal arts degree has to point out that no, it doesn't mean that. We're still with America.
Oh, Christ.
The position's open, the UN position, if you want it. What's her name? Haley what?
Nikki Haley.
They all
Nikki
quit.
Haley.
It's so amazing.
But they act like they're happy.
Oh,
they're like, oh, I'm happy to quit.
It's obviously. Wait, can I curse? I always forget.
Yes.
It's obviously, just a complete shit show. But
not that word.
Oh my stars.
That comes out of the ass.
Dear.
Yeah. But
yeah, no college. I was at summer school every year. I had like a little summer school dance I would do. I had all my friends and I rolled in.
Right.
I had swagger at summer school. I never missed summer school. That's for sure.
Summer school was a lot more lax than people thought about. There was a chance to get together, and you're like, "Can we smoke in this class?" You know what I mean? Like they didn't have the same formalities as you did the rest of the year.
I remember one time. Well, we used to, so I was getting mainly D's and F's in school, and then they moved me to a smaller Quaker school. Like there was always meetings about me and brain scans and things. And they scanned my brain a couple times. They were like, she needs to go to like a small school. After the 3rd scan, they're like, no, she's hopeless. And nothing was coming up on the scans.
Yeah.
Yeah, just maybe like some snacks I'd eaten lately.
Right, but they thought you had like a brain tumor or something. You were so off from a normal person.
They were very concerned. And I was always getting scans. And then I remember that we ended up going to summer school, and then they put me in this tiny Quaker school, and we would do whippets at lunch. We would bring a whippets tank, and I remember one time my dad came in. I did a bunch of whippets, and then I just passed out on the couch in the middle of one of my Quaker classes, and my dad woke me up. It was not a good feeling to be woken up by your dad. He was furious.
They brought him from home, like
he came for like a meeting about me, and then he just found me fast asleep with like some sort of gross print on my cheek. He was disgusted. Howie was not pleased.
Well, the thing about whippets is you couldn't get higher, but it doesn't last long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're like really high.
You
for
laugh a bunch for like 5 minutes, right? Or like a minute. It's
and then
so
you're
fun.
like, now it's done.
But
That's
it's a bad idea.
Yeah. There used to be something that we used to buy at sex shops, and they were like poppers, but not. But the thing was called locker room for some reason, and you just take a hit off of. You remember it, Chris?
Well, I'm thinking that they had to sell the same things at Bodega. At least they used to. It was called Rush, which is
I remember Rush. Yeah,
Rush. Yeah, I used to do that, and I'd mix it with melon flavored Mad Dog because I'm worth it.
Delicious.
Yeah, and that was my cocktail. That was my classic cocktail. But now I'm a wife.
Yes, now you're a wife to a captain.
To a fire cap. I start all my sentences like that now. I'm like, as a wife.
Yeah.
As a wife. I remember seeing this documentary about Princess Diana, and the like paparazzi were chasing her, and she was so like elegant, and she turned around, she's like, as a mother, I'm sure you can understand, just a bit of privacy please, as a mother, and I'm like, I want to start all my sentences like as a mother, even though I'm not a mother at all. I'm just gonna be, as a mother, I'm sure you can understand, just a bit of privacy.
Now, when you're with your husband, have you ever had an orgasm and yelled out "Aye, aye, Captain"? Just at that moment?
Not that, although I'm glad you've asked. But post-sex, I like to put on his captain's hat and demand a salute.
I bet.
I always ask first. So I'm like, respect the rank. I'd like to see a little respect.
I'd make him leave his boots on. You know what I mean? Like, leave those boots on.
I wear the captain's hat all the time.
Yeah.
Like, when he comes home, he just puts it on my dumb head because he knows I like to wear it.
And then you could feel like it's the end of Officer and a Gentleman, and he's carrying you out. You've got the hat on.
I put it on the invitation for the wedding. I put Captain Peter Brennan. He's like, nobody puts rank on the invitation. It's not like a thing. His friends were all trashing him, but it's just so funny that he's a captain.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so cool and also just funny to call someone captain, you know? He got trashed a lot. And Tom Papa, who did the ceremony, he was just said captain throughout again and again. He was like, well, now the captain first knew. Now when the captain knew he had feelings. Yeah.
Did Papa bring some fresh big bread? That's his new thing.
He does. He does the sourdough stuff, right? He's such an impressive man.
He
Papa
got very mad at me for saying that I didn't like sourdough, but I've only had it once in my life in San Francisco, and he was just started screaming at me. I'm like, chill, man. I had it, and it was bad. And he goes, have you tried it again? I go, why would I, Tom? You know what I mean? Like, so he really cares quite a bit.
People get passionate about sourdough. Yeah, because my husband wanted to try some when we were on vacation, and I was like, is it good? He goes, of course, babe, it's in the water. That's how they make it. It's in the water. Of course it's good. I was like, I don't even know what that means. It's in the water. He goes, it's in the water. That's how they make the bread so good, in the water in San Francisco.
Right.
I believe that.
I had it on the what is the big park that you come in there in San Francisco? It's Fisherman's Wharf. And
yes, that's where we were.
Yeah,
and you had some nasty stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was horrible. And then he screamed at me, but it's all not like that. And I'm like, but it only takes me once.
I know
to eat something and not like
one
it.
Rancid piece of sourdough, and you're allowed to have feelings about it. I'm going to speak with Tom about this.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and try something else. Have you seen his show Baked?
No, I still haven't seen it.
It's adorable. He's just running
around.
around.
Like wine to thank him, like fancy wine. You know, I wouldn't know the difference. Like I'll have strawberry boons, and I think it's good. But we got him like some expensive wine and cheese to thank him for doing the wedding. But I just have this guilt like all the time. I'm like, he like married us, and he was so funny and charming, and I keep wanting to send him more things, but I don't know what to send him.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, and he just does it happily.
Yeah,
he just comes and he's like this rabbi. You know, he's non-Jew rabbi.
He's a guy that I feel like he could have lived in any decade in American's history. You know what I mean? Like he would have been a show business 50s guy, a show business 60s. It's like there's some people like only today could you make it. You know?
Yeah, he knows the things that you need to do. He's like, it's dinner, wear a jacket. You know what I mean? He's the guy that goes, you should wear shoes and a jacket if you're going to walk in that place.
Right.
He knows where you're supposed to wear a jacket. He knows like the man rules, and he believes in those man rules. You know?
The thing is, now I work with people, like I guarantee you Chris doesn't own a jacket.
I do not own a jacket.
What do you do if there's a funeral you have to go to?
I'll tell you what he does. He wears sweatpants with a t-shirt tucked into them.
I can't stand that.
And then white tube socks like stuffed uncomfortably in some shiny loafer.
The shirt's tucked. What's the big problem?
When's the last time you ever...
Sweatpants with a black t-shirt tucked in is acceptable wear to a funeral.
Hey, he dresses like Mankind from the WWE wherever he goes.
I got the mask too.
But you really don't have, like, if your friend got married, what would you wear?
I mean, I would have to like rent a suit or something. I don't know. Like, I would have to wear like just a button-down shirt. Like
you don't rent a suit. You rent a tux.
Yeah, have you ever been invited to anything like that?
There's no suit rentals.
Bullshit.
No, there isn't.
Like, you rent a
tux.
I mean, if you're gonna rent a suit, you may as well buy a suit. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
What if
have you ever been invited to a formal? You wear those sweatpants, don't you?
Yeah, this is graceful looking sweatpants.
There's like a mustard stain on.
I was in a wedding, but I had to rent the whole. I had to rent the tux. Yeah,
and that wasn't a suit that you rented. That was a tux.
Baby. That was a tux, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tom knows those rules. Like at the rehearsal dinner, you know, we just got there, and it was kind of like I was feeling bad because there was no assigned seating, and I'm like worried about like who's talking to who, what comics offending, what fireman. You know what I mean? Who's going to physically assault someone. And so I was just looking around, and having that social anxiety when you walk into a room and you're like, I can't control everyone's interactions. People are going to piss people off. That's going to happen, you know? And then Tom was like, he just like sensed my vague anxiety. He's like, here's what needs to happen. Everybody will sit. That part will be okay. He like read my mind step by step. And he's like, Pete needs to give a toast, welcoming everyone. He needs, as the groom, to give the toast. Like, who knows those rules? Tom Papa knows those rules.
Tom Papa knows those rules.
And he did. You know, we took a moment, and then Pete got up, and that was exactly what needed to happen to kind of quiet the room and make them into like, you know, like a proper party. He knew what needed to happen at that moment. He just said it like a classic gentleman with a fat cigar in his mouth.
But you know what? That is like firemen don't get to meet, let's say, a Keith Robinson. So like what you might think is normal. You know what I mean? It's crazy probably for most people to be sitting next to Keith Robinson.
It is, yeah. And it's funny because like Colin was actually, it's like we're all crazy in these different ways. But Colin was talking about this in the ceremony. Colin Quinn, he was saying like he came up at the end of the ceremony. He was talking about how firemen and comics are so much are alike in these weird ways too. We have these weird lives, and people go up and they're like, "How can you do that? You're so brave," you know, like And at the same time, we're both kind of mutants in certain ways. You know, like firemen live in this house with all men, and it's
odd.
Good. Yeah. And then sometimes there's women, obviously, hopefully more. But they live in this when they crowd around and they eat, and then people come and bother them, and they call them civilians. And it's the same with us. We call normal people civilians when they walk up to the comics table at the cellar, you know.
Because they don't speak the same language. They don't have
So we're all weird in different ways. And now we're just kind of slamming into each other at this party. But I
didn't even think about like the firemen would do like the 3 days on, 3 days, you know what I mean? Like
they work like us a couple days in a row, and then they're off for the rest of the week, you know. And then he comes on the road with me all the time. But they miss the fires because they're adrenaline junkies, like comics. And he has this app on his phone, and he looks up the fires that he's missing. So he'll be like, we're in like Bora Bora, and he's looking at a fire, and he's like, babe, look at this beautiful job. Gorgeous job. Private dwelling, 1075, fire on all floors, babe. Gorgeous, beautiful job. Healthy fire. Nice, healthy fire. I mean, they're nuts.
Yeah, they are nuts. I had a chief in here one time. I forget what we were talking about. First of all, he was noticing that the hallways were a little cluttered. He was like, you're not going to be able to get out of here properly. I go, I've never once thought about that. You know what I mean? That's the stuff they think about all the time.
He sizes every building up. Like, we'll go. I'm like, can we not be on building watch? I call it building watch. I'm like, can we just have a gentle stroll without building watch? And he's like, oh yeah, that shouldn't be there. But they think about all the slants and the inner workings, and there's all these words for everything. You know, like they used to call it a Collier's mansion, which was just a hoarder that had like a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
you know? And the guys, they call it up on their radios like, hey, we got a Collier's mansion here. Yeah, because guys, a real slab.
Because that changes everything. That changes the way the fire travels. Like, can you even believe that they can come into just a burnout building and know the exact spot that the fire started? That's insane to me.
I don't understand.
I don't get it either.
And it's been explained to me, but I still have no understanding.
But they'll not only know where it started, but how. Like, if it was lit on purpose, or if there was electrical. And I'm always like, I don't know. You might be making that up.
Yeah, they can find the stairs in the dark, and they like to bang down the walls. But most fires are started, a lot of fires are started by dryers, not cleaning the lint out. Everyone, when they meet Pete, they're like, is it bad that I leave my curling iron on sometimes? And he's like, those aren't the call. Most things like that, they'll turn themselves off. But like, he said it's that lint. They get a lot of dryer fires.
That's weird,
We
man.
always pretend like he has a show called Behind the Fire. I do, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Captain Pete. I'll take you behind the fire.
Dude, you're joking around, but I would watch that show. I would definitely watch that on Netflix. It's so weird, too, like how many shows are on Netflix now that were just like people who never thought that they were in show business. You know?
Yeah, it is strange now. There's a lot. I watch mostly murder. I like anything murder. What do you watch?
Women?
Netflix?
Well, I don't. Although the older I get, I find, and I think this is the thing of the elderly, like I like a good detective show.
Oh, I love a detective show, British detective show.
Yeah.
I like a detective that's going through a divorce kind of show. You know, like where they got their own personal problems they're pouring over into the work.
But women, I notice, love shows about women who've been murdered. and finding
Sick.
out who did. It's always the husband.
It's very distressing.
100%
You're right, you don't need to
of the
look around
time.
very much.
Yes, he did it. That fucking guy did it, and he's got a girlfriend now. Obviously.
I remember watching this one. You always know who did it by how close they get to his face when they interview, because
Right.
if he'll be in prison, they interview him really close so you can't see his little orange prison outfit.
Yeah, that's a good.
So they get in there. They'll try to tease it throughout
Yeah.
the episode, but it's him if they're like up his nose,
Yeah.
And this guy, they're interviewing about his wife, and they were like, and he's still pretending that he's still searching for her, even though
Right.
he clearly just murdered the bejesus out of her. And they're like, "What do you miss most about Laura?" And he goes, he's searching, but he's still
Yeah.
angry at her. You could tell.
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, she was skinny. She was skinny." I'm like, that was the detail that he could reach for. He's like, "Well, I do miss her. God damn it, she was skinny."
Now
Yeah.
it always makes me. How could you be so stupid to marry a murderer? Like this guy had to have something in him,
I
right?
know. Yeah, there were many a
Yeah.
red flag. Many a
Yes,
red flag.
she settled. She settled
did.
for a murderer. Chris, go ahead and plug away, please.
Rachel Feinstein's performing at Zanies in Nashville, Tennessee, October 19th and 20th. Go to zanies.com for tickets. And the Hotel Tonight app is available on Google Play and the Apple App Store, and on Twitter at Rachel Feinstein.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, yeah. Now, Earl, you're people. You don't murder as much, right? The men get murdered by the women more likely.
More than likely, the wife will do the deed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Women murder differently. Women often, I have no information to support this, by the way, so
I'll still believe.
to reinform me, but I feel like they poison. They put stuff in his tacos.
Yes. Yes.
They plan it ahead of time, and they're kind, but meanwhile they're sprinkling murder on the tacos.
Yeah. But a poison is no way to go out. I mean, it's really bad. Like in a movie, somebody will just fall over, but really your guts just start to rip out, and it could be like a day or two before you're actually dead.
Oh man.
Yeah, because
stinks.
Yeah, you can't even exterminators know that. You know what I mean? Like they can't even come up with enough poison to take a rat straight out. Rat will start running around the house, and it's horrible.
My friend told me, he's like, "This is so terrible." He was like, "I think my friend's wife is poisoning him," and I was like, what are you gonna do? Like, he really said this to me. This was a recent conversation. We were discussing it at Starbucks, whether his wife was slowly poisoning him, and he said, that the family thinks, but they can't prove it.
Dude,
it's no good.
The thing came up with some people we know years ago, where there was a lot of people who were wondering if the mom was slowly poisoning one of the children to get attention, right? Because the kid was
called what's the name of that?
Munson by proxy or something. They brought it up.
Munchausen by proxy.
Yeah. And I actually said this to my chick. I go, it's really none of our business. And now, in hindsight, and I could see when I said that, the shock looked on her face, and you could just see how I really don't want to be involved in anything. It's not really.
Munchausen sounds like a new kind of like adorable German treat or something.
Yeah.
It does seem like someplace you would stop. Like the kids are starving. We're gonna run by Munchausen
by proxy.
By proxy. It's a slow poisoning. It's kind of a fascinating thing. I mean, you go about your day, you think life is hard enough, but you could be being slowly poisoned.
Well, a lot of time it says to bring attention to her. That's what she likes about it.
They want to be sick. Whenever I read about stuff like that, like these mothers that they like to make their kids sick to feel better or make themselves sick to get attention, I always feel so good about myself because I'm like, oh, I don't do that. Am I like a remarkable hero? I like to read stuff like that because I pat myself on the back for things that I haven't done a lot.
Sure.
I'm like, oh my God, I've never had the instinct to slowly murder someone.
Well, have you ever had a friend who would be like, I could have done this, but I didn't?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Men will say that all the time. I could have hit you. I was so mad, but I didn't do that.
So I'm a fucking prince.
Yeah.
I also give myself credit for really dumb things. Like, I remember having this thought. I was watching someone struggle with English, clearly it's second language. And I was like, I speak English fluently. Like, I'm like, wow, I'm remarkable.
Really are. Although when it gets into what you're supposed to do with the written word and all that, I'm lost completely.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even tell you right now exactly what an adverb is. I know it's got something to do with being close to a verb, but I'm not exactly sure.
I know it has like ly at the end.
Is that it? Like lovely?
Do you
Lovely?
guys know, like logistically or something, right?
Wait, hold on. This guy's got an associate's degree over here.
Let's go to the associate.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
let's
call
go to
him
Colin?
Einstein.
Nope, never mind. Let's go to the associate.
I think it describes. It's a description.
Description of an action, I think.
I think action, and you go lovely as
Right.
opposed to love.
Right.
Yes.
I was kind of right.
Isn't she? Yeah, I think you
Good.
were.
Summer school paid off.
Yeah, you did. You
I'll
did
be getting
very, very
nasty
well.
up in Nashville. You're going to hear more of that genius that I sort of know what an adverb is.
You had the time to learn in summer school where really during the year there was too much going on at your
Yeah.
Quaker school. How many actual crazy people would you say you've dated in your life, though? Like, I look back over my life and I think, oh, yeah, I think there was a couple real mental cases.
Yeah, I've made some great. It was funny how you were talking when you were discussing how does a woman marry a guy that murders her. I'm like,
Yeah.
I could have done that.
Yeah.
I mean, but the signs are always there. But I've ignored, many a red flag.
Yeah.
Most of my relationships, like, I mean, I in my 20s, I would just have to flee at the end. Just there'd be
Sure.
like nighttime fleeing. It wasn't just a quiet, decision. It was a nighttime flee and garbage bag everything and get out.
My thing is, I never wanted to say I don't like you. I want to break this off. So I would be just annoying enough that they would snap
And say they'd had it.
But I think of how many women who had said to me, like, "Are you trying to drive me crazy?" I'm like, now in hindsight, I believe I was. I believe you were right when you yelled at me.
Yeah, it's hard. Breaking up is hard.
It's terrible.
I usually stay until I must flee. But I'm a stayer. Like, I'll stay. All sorts of unacceptable nonsense will be happening. But it's so much easier to just sit on the couch,
Yeah. And who wants to have that adult thing of like, hey, we really gave this a try, but I don't think it's working. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
much easier to just figure out the things that they hate and do them enough that they leave you. And then
I
you're
do
like,
feel like that's how men
oh.
break up. What
They
do you guys
do.
think?
I would
All
say
guys break up like that. Yeah, you try to piss her
100%
off
of the
enough
time.
that she's had it with your shit.
Like a lot of times when you catch a guy with another woman, he's trying to be caught.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he brought her home or to your favorite restaurant
Sure.
or over your sister's house for a party.
I remember Keith Robinson was telling me once he was dating this girl, and he talked about this on our podcast, 3 Girls, 1 Keith, by the way. How's
Yeah.
that for a plug?
Yeah.
But he said that he was dating this girl, and she really wanted to get married. And so but he knew he wasn't going to marry her, but he was trying to crash at her place because he didn't have money for rent anywhere. So he wanted to keep staying there and, continuing to cheat on her. And he's single now, by the way, anyone
Yes.
anyone's interested in meeting this prince. So anyway, he buys, but he knows she wants him to propose. So he buys pretends to buy, a ring, goes to a friend who has a jewelry store, asks for a receipt from another ring purchase, puts the receipt in his wallet because he knows she's going to go through his wallet because of course she should go through his wallet because he's a worthless cheater.
Sure.
So she finds the receipt, gets all excited, buys him a few more months, because she thinks he's going to propose. I'm like, that is such a deranged level of madness when you know you're not going to. And that's just a fight later on, but they'd rather just put it off.
Put off everything. That's why guys don't go to a doctor.
Yeah,
like
just
maybe
put it
this
all
will
off.
somehow get better. You know what I mean? This infection will clear up if I ignore it. And they do that emotionally as well. Why did you ladies pick Keith to be the one guy with you?
He's really fun to trash.
Yeah.
We've been friends. I mean, I've been friends with Keith Robinson
he's the
for
funniest.
years. He is the funniest.
If we're going to be honest about it, he's number
hysterical.
one.
Yeah. I mean, he's a hilarious guy, but he'll say exactly what he thinks about something, even it's complete lunacy.
Right.
So he doesn't know what he's supposed to say. So that makes him very fun.
Yeah, he's never going to be woke, as they say
no.
now. He's very set. He's the first person that he uses the current term soft candy, and I know what he was talking about. And it's hard candy that you would keep on the heater until it's softened up. I don't know whether that was a straight North Philly thing.
He's the only guy that still has jokes about Rent-A-Center. Or something.
Yeah, right.
But he's funny. We think he's having an emotional moment or a breakthrough on the show. One time he was like, I've been hurt. I get hurt sometimes. Shit's happened to me. Things have gone down in my life. And I'm like, what happened? What happened to you, Keith? He goes, I fell into a vat of evil bitches and I hurt my hip. I'm like, ah, shit. I was hurt when I fell into them evil bitches.
So funny.
Yeah, he was talking about how he likes to song a girl. He plays the same song. That's his game with the girl.
Yeah.
Plays the same song around them, so they start to think it's your song. You know,
Yeah.
he's like, I can song you. I can song any of you bitches.
He said to me one night, he goes, when it comes to singers, he only likes one white singer per decade. And we were going through each decade of who was
The
his
white
accept.
one to
Yeah,
let through?
so funny.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. He's like, he said that to me before. He's like, you mostly bug me, but I'll deal with a couple of whites now and again. But
Rach-
yeah, he's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, our friends are such degenerates, but they make for a good time.
Well, you know, you do. Bridget does that show too with you, right?
Yeah, it's me, Bridget, and Amy and Keith. Yeah.
Now, Bridget is, and I talked to LA people not too long ago. I go, who do you not want to follow? There's always somebody
Mhm.
you don't want to follow at the Comedy Store. And these major headliners all said Bridget. They don't.
You can't follow
You
Bridget.
can't want to. You don't want to
can't.
go up after her. She's so funny, and she's so talented, and she's so like literally like some people talk about brave performers, but I think she's
She's amazing, and she makes people so happy. And
Yeah.
and when she gets on, it's like it's mayhem. It's
Yes.
like she there's like a brilliant order to this insane chaos, and she
Yeah.
brings people up on stage, and she can get anyone to do anything. She's
It's-
so funny, and then she'll sing the nastiest, funniest song, and then the most beautiful, lovely ballad next, and you don't feel manipulated because you know she's
No.
gonna get you back there again. Like she can
Yeah.
make you laugh hysterically, and then the most beautiful voice. Like I'll just lay in bed and like weep to Bridget singing Christmas songs,
Right.
you know, like on YouTube. 'Cause she'll tell these funny stories about her family and the shit she deals with when she goes home at Christmas, and then go into this like beautiful ballad with this voice.
Yeah,
that's,
just
like,
heartbreaking
oh my
stuff.
God.
Yeah.
And then a minute later, you're wildly laughing again, and
Yeah.
she's motorboating someone.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, you're like, well, this is going to end in a motorboat. I don't mind if I weep a couple times. You know? It
Exactly.
ends in a fun-loving motorboat. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's incredible.
what
can't
I
follow
got to do to get.
The
Oh,
dick in my mouth.
it's just so fucking great. And Midwestern at the same time. There is a difference to Midwestern rock than on any of the coast.
Yeah,
There's
you're
just
right.
a real big, like, we are doing this without any sense of irony. You know what I mean? We're just going for this here.
Totally. Yeah, she's amazing, and she's such a little sweetie, Bridget.
Yeah, I love her.
She always remembers if you got like a special day or thing going on. I'll get a fun little message for Bridget. We have this app we talk on, like where we'll be laying in bed, and she'll like send me a Marco Polo message with little Poppy, your dog. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like, good morning, baby. I know it's your day. That little
That's
lovely,
really good.
soft Bridget voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the shit. I've got some good friends.
Yeah, you do.
Maybe I'll figure this life thing out.
You'll get to the point where you stop caring, and that's it. That's all you figure out.
Yeah, you're right. I
Doesn't
was doing
matter.
some like school paper interview thing, and they were like, what do you advise for the children? I'm like, who am I to advise the children?
I know.
Barely dressed properly. But yeah, I was thinking about that Joan Rivers quote. I was like, that's good advice for the children. I think it was like, life goes by fast, calm down, it's all funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all
it's
funny.
true.
Talk some shit.
And now she's gone. It's hard to believe even that one.
I know, she was we met after this show once, and she was so warm, and like she had that great smell, like that kind of a little bit of perfume, a
Yeah.
little sprinkle of powder. She was hugging everyone after the show. It
Yeah.
was like this show Lynn Coppolet's put together, and she was so
Oh yeah, she
fucking
loved
lovely
Lynn.
and warm,
Yeah.
and coming up after, and she was like, I just want to be with the comics, you know? And
Yes, she loved that. She
Yeah.
loved being with the comics. She hate being called an icon. She hate being called a legend because she felt like they were taking her this time for her.
Yeah.
But then she would come in. Once she got to know me, she would come in and would grab my hand with both of her hands and squeeze it like like a family person would do to you, like. And I was like, this is. I never once got used to being sitting with Joan. You know what I mean? Like as many
know.
times, I always kept thinking to myself, that's fucking Joan Rivers the whole time.
Yeah. Like she really, people say paved the way. Shit, I feel like that's why I can do what I do. Like
Right.
she was like a true broad in the days of broads.
It really is true, man.
I'm like, I think I caught some shit on the road when I started, and weird comments or whatever. Like, can you imagine the stuff like her and Phyllis Diller had to hear and deal with just to be able to get up and do some stand up? And she's just so smart. Like, she never stopped working.
And wasn't even like at comedy clubs. You know what I mean? Like, there'd be a folk singer on, and then here comes this woman from Scarsdale talk. You know what I mean? A lot of people meant, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Every night of her life, she had to put up with that.
Yeah. I hope we can get back there a little more, back there with some of that, like somebody gave her shit at a show because she said something they didn't like, and she was like, she screamed back at them like, my husband committed suicide. I can joke about suicide. Like, I hope we can get back there where we can joke a little more about a little more things and realize that's not really the problem,
Yeah, you have to say the world is full of pain. That's why we're laughing. We're laughing because this isn't easy.
Yeah,
you know
everyone's triggered. I mean, we can't design a joke based on who it could potentially trigger. That's what laughter does. You feel pain at something and then you laugh afterwards because it's so funny how painful it is, or how ridiculous it is.
It's always funny too, like who's ever in the bucket doesn't stay in there long. You know what I mean? Like they were after Norm Macdonald for something he said for 3 days. You know what I mean? If you can just make it through those 3 days, it doesn't matter. They move on. And I think if there's one thing we learn from Trump is just do something else the following day.
You're
you know
right.
what I mean? Just keep it
equally
moving.
Infuriating or bewildering. Yeah. Do some other lunacy the next day, and then people will forget about the last insane thing you said. Also, the idea that we're all supposed to be able to speak appropriately and correctly all the time, it's like that's how you learn something. You say something ignorant, somebody else tells you the truth about it. And that's, to me, that's how all dinner conversations went, at least with Jews.
Right.
Someone says something, go, no, that's not true. That's not how it goes. It goes like this, dummy. And that's how you learn. You say something dumb really loudly, and then everyone corrects you. That's how I'm hopefully going to learn what an adverb is. Somebody's going to tweet me.
Rachel Feinstein's performing at Zany's in Nashville, Tennessee, October 19th and 20th. Zany's.com for tickets. The Hotel Tonight app's available on Google Play and the Apple Store. 3 Girls, 1 Keith is available now on Spotify and on Twitter at Rachel Feinstein.
Well, you just keep adding things as you go along. You hear things come up.
Yeah. Just,
you're like, let me jump into it.
Yeah, well,
it's very professional.
Thank you.
It's very professional what you're doing right now.
Thank you very much. I want to make sure Rachel has a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's nice.
Oh, wow. You get lots of tweets when you do this show.
Oh, yeah. People tweet. They love you. Everyone loves you. I don't know whether you're aware of that.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
I think everyone's mad at me.
You know what? I think they love you even more now that you're married to the captain. It makes you, because all we really want, I think, in a woman is unapproachable. Unapproachable. Earl, by the way, his Twitter friend, and then they were on the phone for 2.5 hours yesterday. Ellen Barkin.
Really?
Is that unbelievable?
How did this happen?
She DM'd me, I think.
Really?
Yes.
I think
she DM'd you?
I DM'd her just to say I was working with Ronnie, and she was like, I don't understand this 21st century stuff. Gave me her cell number. Call me when call me when it's convenient. And I called her.
And what was the reason that you were reaching out?
No, nobody was reaching out to her. They're just Twitter buddies.
Yeah,
This is like
a couple of years now.
A couple of years of Twitter buddies, and then he said he's got a new job, and she says, "Call me." And then they stay on the phone. I mean, to me,
what did you guys chat about without revealing anything that you feel you can't?
Guys that she's dated, was anything about Al Pacino?
She's had some life.
Unbelievable. Ron Perlman.
She's made it through them all.
Matt Damon.
We talked movies. We talked.
She's a muse, as well as being an artist. She's also
and
a
I feel
muse.
Like she's strong. She's made it through marriages.
Oh yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, she talked about basically everything. Former husbands, the business, movies.
Was she cool, insightful?
Very. Extremely.
Awesome.
Like, I can't wait to get her in the chair.
Wow. She's got tales.
Oh,
yeah,
she has stories,
Yeah. She's a great beauty, too.
But maybe you shouldn't even risk it by bringing her on the air. Maybe you should keep this as your special lady friend. You could end up marrying her and having that Perlman money. That's what you want to do, is marry someone after they get the money.
Yes. Wait, no, I think you want to marry them before. I don't know how proper gold digging works. So.
See, here's what I've found. I'm getting to the point now that I have older brothers, friends and stuff like that who are moving in that thing that they're marrying widows and everybody's at a better place in life. You know what I mean? Like they're not looking for something fantastic. They're looking for something okay.
Yeah.
Just be a decent person.
I remember when I was like in my teenage years and I was like, your soulmate, you're supposed to find, it's like, it's not really about that. Yeah. You find someone you have some fun, some laughs with.
Yeah. The biggest lie that we tell kids is that there's only one person for you, because you should try to make most people that you're compatible with. Why not?
Yeah. And also, like, I don't want to meet the other half of me. Like, I've had enough of myself.
I know.
I'd like to meet somebody very different. That soul doesn't necessarily match mine, like a perfect puzzle piece. I need someone different. I can't have another me running their dumb mouth. Forget it.
Most of the time, okay, you met the perfect person. Oh, you just also happen to work at the same place. You know what I mean? Or near each other. You don't think the perfect person would be in Africa or Asia? And you should be traveling the world. You're just trying to get along with people.
That's right, kids.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people out there that can make you very happy.
Chris is dating a girl from Costa Rica now.
Yeah.
Oh, I went there. Beautiful place. How'd you meet her?
I met her at a party.
He was on a sex vacation to Costa Rica.
For some reason, I did think it was like something dirty. Like, I was just the fact that no one's invited him to a wedding is a little alarming.
She was an underage prostitute. That is very cheap to get prostitutes in Costa Rica.
I hear.
I have 2 friends that go to Costa Rica only for sex vacations.
There's a Colombian company that's throwing something called Sex Island. It's a party where you pay $5,000 and it's, I think, unlimited booze, unlimited prostitutes, and it's drug friendly. And they have like YouTube ads running.
$5,000 for how long?
That he knows the particulars and he can rattle them off so quickly.
There was
like
a
that,
YouTube
like he's
ad.
advertising that app. That's alarming. Yeah,
I got news for you.
I know some people that have said that Sex Island is a very enjoyable place.
I've never liked the all-inclusive. I'd rather pay for the stuff that I like, because an endless amount of prostitutes, what's the chance that I'm going to like 100% of them?
It's good point.
But I'm paying as if I'm doing 100.
Yeah, you're
They're
just
only
gonna
selling
leave all AIDSy and whenever it's all inclusive, but it's like everything for $49. It's not everything. It's the slop. It's the last final sludge.
Yeah, and your well drinks. Now,
and he was there all night at Sex Island in his sweatpants with his tucked in T-shirt.
By the way, I would never worry about AIDS. I don't think that I could get a disease. That's always been a belief of mine. I will not catch a disease.
I'm kind of the same way. I mean, I joke about, everything, every single disease, but I don't really believe in germs. I don't worry too much about germs.
I don't worry at
I'll share
all
a
about
drink.
germs.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way. I could take, well, I know black people hate when a white person will kiss a dog on the lips. That always makes black people mad. Black people are always going, what are you doing? I'm giving the dog a kiss on the lips.
Is that a thing? I had no idea.
Yes. And then they say white people smell like wet dogs. And I went around.
I didn't know that.
Even at Google, just put, why do white people? And then you'll eventually get to the thing where it says smell like wet dogs.
That's so funny. You know what I always Google when I'm trying to avoid my work or writing is Jews control the media or Sex Island. But
both good things.
But Sex Island, space benefits. But Jews control the media. I Google that a lot. And then I end up on looking at some sort of anti-Jew site, like deep into some article about what people think Jews are collectively up to or something. It's always fascinating to me when people like really fear Jews. It's like that we meet and that we have some sort of plan.
But I will point this out. Jews are always very competitive with other Jews. So they will work competitive. Like if you go, I met this buddy. Wait, you remind me of my other friend, introduce you to. They will both kind of argue and get alpha to see who's taking care of the goyim in their life. Like, so a manager and an agent always end up butting heads because they feel like they're going for the same bit of goyim.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see it. Yeah. I also feel like you also judge your group more than another group.
Yeah, that is true.
People will get nervous if it's like, one of my Korean friends, she's a singer, and she said like when she gets more nervous if there's like other Koreans in the audience, because she knows that they're judging her in a way that they wouldn't judge maybe a white person or, so I could see that. The thing is like Jews don't really come out. Like when I did Last Comic Standing and I got eliminated, it was me and Felipe Esparza, and Felipe had all the Latins loved him. They had pictures of Felipe in the parking lot.
Right.
La Felipe, like
Yeah.
they loved him like freedom,
Right.
And the Jews, they were just kind of a little grossed out by what I was up to, and
The
felt I should be
Jews
in
don't
school.
have to. I mean, there's so much they have to pick. They don't need to rally around one. Like a Greek comedian, all the Greeks will come out.
You're right. There's a million Jew comedians. They could have a whole poo-poo platter of options.
Right. The Italian kid that's doing so well right now. What's his name?
Maniscalco? Sebastian
Maniscalco has
He's
every
hilarious.
Italian in the country coming out to see him.
You're right.
Now, not only will they come out, they bring as many people as they could get.
They do.
Because he'll say Italian at some point during the show and they go crazy.
And they go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jews, we don't have that.
You don't need to do that. You're like, oh, we have Albert Brooks. We got Woody Allen.
Yeah.
We've got all the fucking, it goes
I've got
on
like
forever.
the Jewish Journal, mentioned my wedding. That was
Right.
the biggest moment of my week.
Now, here's something else that was always fascinating to me in comedy. Gays are not supportive of a gay comic, but they will get supportive of some women comedians.
Is that true?
Yeah. So you'll go out and they're like, why do the gays go to see like Kathy Griffin, but they don't go to see Mateo Lane? You know what I mean?
Actually, it was Mateo that told me that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mateo did tell me that.
By the way, guess who told him?
Who?
Me.
You? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, Mateo's
He's quoting me quite a bit.
spreading that around town.
Yeah, he's not. I wish he would say like Ron says and go with it in that direction. All right, Earl, have you found all the why do white people smell? Look how many of them there is.
Oh my God. Why do white people smell like wet dogs?
Now, do you smell it? Earl, does it smell like wet dogs are in this room with you? You can tell us.
I would.
And what do we do to get rid of this wet dog smell?
I never knew that. That's
Yes.
gonna be hard to get out of my head.
I know. I can't either. Like if I'm on an elevator with some black people, I try to lean up against the wall because I don't want to see them gag.
This is 25 million results.
Yes. 25 million times black people have asked themselves, why do white people smell that way?
Just tell us, Earl. Jesus Christ. What can we do?
Here's the gross chemistry behind that funky wet dog smell that white people have.
People have weird assumptions about Jews too, like, people think we're all the same kind of Jew, the Hasidic Jew. I thought you had
Right.
the curls and the sheet and,
Right.
Yeah, the first night that I met my husband, he came and said all these like Yiddish words. He's like, oh, I Gaval, like, do you know that? And I'm like, no, I
Right.
speak English. But
Yes,
he really believes that he came like armed with Yiddish, that he would have a better chance of closing or getting laid if he just said it, if he just dispersed Yiddish throughout the evening.
really
He knew way more Yiddish than I did. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't even know any of these words. But
No, he's Italian?
he's Peter Brennan. He's Irish and Colombian.
Oh.
But like he doesn't speak Spanish. He grew up in New York.
Right. But that's
Thick
adorable
Brooklyn
that he
accent.
thought, like, I'll
He
come in with
did.
this bag of words here.
He did. It was like vaguely offensive, but sort of adorable at the same
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Do you know
He was
right
like,
away with
"Oi,
him?
Gewalt," and like,
Yeah.
he just kept saying different Yiddish things. And at the end of the night, he texted me like, "I did well with my Yiddish, didn't I?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I do again. I am fluent in English, so we
Yeah.
should probably let go."
Well, you liked it right away. You're like, this
Yeah,
thing, yeah.
I had fun. We had a good laugh.
Yeah.
The first night when we got set up, I was like, that night I was like, at first he came in, I thought he was a little corny, and then we went out to dinner. I think 2 days later, and I was like, yeah, I think I'll marry this fella.
Yeah. Who set you up?
Irene Bremis.
Really?
Do you know Irene?
Yeah.
She's hysterical. She's a comedian and she's married to a fireman. And we
This
went
is a
out
thing
for
now.
drinks. Yeah, we went out for drinks. Her husband is retired, FDNY. And my therapist had told me, you should ask people to set you up. And he gave me a little assignment. I was like, no one knows anyone. And, I didn't want to bother
I wouldn't
people.
even think that was a good idea to ask to be set up.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. It's the only time I've ever
Yeah.
been set up. And so, but that day, that week, I went with Irene to a steakhouse bar, Keen's Steakhouse, and we were going to go try to like meet guys. She was just going to wing me. She's married.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured I'd talk to some guys at the steakhouse. One man hit on me. He was in the winter of his life. I want to say he was like maybe late 80s. He had a good line though. There was a painting above the bar of this, like one of those really voluptuous, like Renaissance style paintings of this naked lady. And he was like, I'm so sorry to bother you, but is that, are you like, and it was kind of cute.
That's really
He's like,
funny.
is that are you sister? Like, and I enjoyed it, but yeah, he was, he's probably dead now. And so I asked Irene, I was like, do you know anybody, And so she's like, no, but my her husband's son, her stepson, Junior, is also a fireman. She's like, I'll ask Junior. So she texted Junior, do you know anybody for Rachel? And Junior texted back with 2 pictures of 2 different firemen. I don't know why to this day he had 2 firemen ready, like on his phone. It was like a screenshot of Pete's Facebook and another guy. The first guy looks sort of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like he was in a pool with this kind of douchey expression, like wearing sunglasses. And I was like, no, not him. He's foolish. And
I consider him the one that got away, though. He could have been. All right, Earl, take down that wet dog thing. It's really starting to bother me now. It's starting to make me worry. Laura wants to bring something up to you, Rachel, but Chris, why don't you do your nice plug while we're doing it?
Rachel Feinstein's in studio. She's performing at Zanies in Nashville, Tennessee, October 19th and 20th. For tickets, go to zanies.com. Her podcast, 3 Girls, 1 Keith, is available now on Spotify, on Twitter at Rachel Feinstein, and the Hotel Tonight app that's available on Google Play and the Apple Play Store.
Does anybody have any questions they want to ask me? I'm not a private person.
Yeah, go ahead, Laura.
Hey, Ronnie B.
Hey.
Hi, Laura.
Rachel. Hi, Rachel. I love the podcast. I love all 4 of you separately, but together, you guys are crushing it. It is wonderful. Well, I did want to bring up a podcast to you that I think that you would love. Since you were talking about murder, you got to listen to My Favorite Murder with Karen Kilgariff and Georgia Hard Start.
Someone was just telling me about that just the other day.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing more murder into my life.
Karen was a stand-up at some point.
Is
back
it a
in the
murder
90s.
every episode?
Yeah, they choose a murder, and they do all kinds of things. Cults, hauntings, serial killers.
Love a haunting.
But, yes, and
I love a
they're
cult.
really funny together.
Yeah, I was just watching Penny Dreadful, which has got haunting cult kind of mystical stuff.
Michael
check it out.
Sheen is doing the show later this week, and he is in a cult movie. And I'm like, I could see how people would follow Michael Sheen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'd follow him. I would.
Well, the people that listen to the podcast are called Murderinos. So
Murderinos.
Murderino. Yes.
Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where they're trying to get Homer to join a cult, but he's too dumb to hypnotize? So
Right.
everyone else is like, they're fully hypnotized. They keep showing him the same film, but he's really too stupid to even get the subliminal messages. Yeah, so they'll have him watch the same cult film. Like, what do you feel now? And he's like, I know that one spy was working for the other spy. And like, no, it wasn't even a spy movie. But it's so funny. He's too stupid to be hypnotized. It always makes me laugh when people call each other dumb on TV, like in the old 50s sitcoms.
Right.
They're like, no, you dummy. When a husband calls the wife and the wife calls him stupid and they just sit around calling each other dumb all day. That's all it takes for me to have a good laugh.
That was like the old Tough Crowd. Remember that show with Norton and Voss? And they would just call each other stupid. Look at you, stupid. And that was the entire show.
It makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Also, the idea that people would marry each other, but they're dumb. It's very funny to me that you chose this person even though you think they're absolutely stupid. That they have not a bit of knowledge to offer you. Like, why? Because you're dumb, Diane. Oh, shut up, Charlie. You're stupid. It's very funny.
Rachel, thank you so much for coming by here. Everybody adores you.
Thank you guys so much. I love you all, and I'm in love with you.
Well, the thing is, you're unapproachable now, which makes people want you even more. You know what I mean? Even more they will desire you because you are off the table. Earl, this is one wet dog that you cannot smell.
Oh my God, I'm going to weep right now. That is, I think it was Emily Dickinson first said that.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Chris,
you.
send us out with a plug, would you?
Rachel Feinstein, she's performing at Zanies in Nashville, Tennessee, October 19th and 20th. Zanies.com for tickets. On Twitter at Rachel Feinstein. The podcast, 3 Girls, 1 Keith, is available now on Spotify, and the Hotel Tonight app, that's available on the Google Play Store and the Apple Play Store.
Right back.
Hell yeah.
Bennington.
Welcome back to Bennington. Janelle James is in studio. Janelle's 15-minute special on the comedy lineup is available now on Netflix. Janelle's performing this Saturday, October 13th at the Englert Theater in Iowa City, Iowa. And Janelle's
What's
album...
the name of the theater?
Englert Theater. Mm-hmm. And Janelle's album, Black and Mild, is available on Apple Music, Spotify, and Amazon.
Yeah. Now, if we're going to go from one guest to the other, let's bust the table rather than have cups sitting there and stuff from the last.
Understood.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's not
reprimand.
Yeah.
Right up top.
Well, because you're like, oh, was somebody else sitting here? And I go, no, they were. Here, let me, run this through a little bit. Earl, you see what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Earl's a very classy gentleman. He's very good friends with Ellen Barkin. Spoke to her on the phone for
word.
2.5
She has the best
hours.
legs in the business.
Unbelievable legs, right? Very. When people weren't even rocking muscular legs, she had the muscular legs.
I
things
remember
going.
that from my Inside Man.
Yeah.
Like, goddamn. That's some squats.
You think it's going to happen between you guys,
Oh, God.
Earl? I mean, 2.5 hours is a long conversation for two people to have.
We're friends. We're everything's cool right now.
Slow playing?
Stop being lame, Ron.
Yeah.
You're messing up things. No,
You consider this slow play, or is this?
I'm just taking it moment by moment.
But if she wanted to, if she said, Earl, I think something's happening. I think it should be me and you. Would you? I thought that was like some magical
It's a
stuff that
sign.
was
That's
gonna
the
be-
love bell.
Yeah.
That was your brain thinking about that
When's the
moment.
last time you felt love in your life, Earl?
Ooh,
Who was president? First
Obama?
Bush?
Obama.
Who was that person that you're in love with? Do I know her?
No, you don't.
Some girl from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada?
That's your last girlfriend.
Mm.
That was 8 years ago. That
Did
was
you
a while.
think you were getting married?
Hmm?
Did you think you were getting married?
Yeah.
How many times you been in love in your life?
3 times.
I would say this. I was in love when I was in first grade with this girl. And I look back on it now and I go, yeah, that really was love. It wasn't puppy love.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I loved her as much as I've ever loved anybody else.
And it's probably more pure because nobody was thinking about sex when they're in the first grade.
Well,
It's
the little
pure
bit. I mean,
love.
we had slight sex. I mean, not to claim. I mean, I wasn't.
What show is this?
I wasn't lasting as long as I could by the time I got to 3rd or 4th grade.
Oh, okay. By
Yeah.
then.
Did you have puppy love ever in your life, Chris?
Oh yeah, very much so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I had with that girl in my building that the parents had to move out after
I
they
don't
called
want to
me with
even
her.
hear about
Okay.
that. That's a disgusting story. But you felt like you loved her?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I very much. Yeah. I had very strong feelings towards her.
Yeah.
I would say that I would have said that my first boyfriend was like the first person I loved, but then now I'm like, that wasn't.
And that wasn't love.
No, not at all.
So how old were you the first time you fell in love, you think?
Like 21, I guess.
Yeah, 21. You're an adult.
Yeah.
Same time that you were able to have a drink, you were able to fall in love. I think I
Never
was
thought about
literally in love with Goldie Hawn at one point in my life, too, when I was a little kid. I just loved her so much. I thought to myself, if something happens when I'm with Goldie Hawn, I'll know that it's real. And then I had Kate Hudson in, and I came this close to saying, I think your mom might have been the first person I masturbated to. I'm
my
not sure.
goodness. Well,
But I
good
don't know
thing
whether
you
she
held
would,
that back.
Yeah, I don't know whether she would have taken that well. And I don't blame her.
That's a
I don't
compliment.
blame her. Who was that first Hollywood crush of yours, Chris? Was it Brad Pitt?
No, it was not Brad Pitt. I think it was the first actress from Cheers was someone I was really into.
Shelley Long?
Shelley Long. Yeah.
Why
yeah,
would
yeah.
you call her the first
I
actress?
couldn't
from
remember her
Cheers?
name. That's how far she's fallen.
That is so weird. I didn't know anybody was attracted to Shelley Long.
She's such a mom.
Yeah, she is.
She was a
Ooh,
great
you have
barmaid in the
You have
Yeah.
issues.
late 80s.
What about for you, Earl?
Oh my God.
Ellen Barkin?
It was Lola Falana and Pam Grier.
Oh, I loved Lola Falana. I forgot all about her.
Yeah, because he was always on these specials and
Dude, we might get Pam Grier in here.
You
Her
have
name
good taste.
came up. I would love to meet her.
oh my God.
But
I would lose
Lola
it.
Falana, wasn't she with a famous like Vegas guy?
She,
Like
I
a
think
Jerry Vale or somebody
I
like
think
that?
she was with Sammy.
Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis Jr., yeah.
Oh.
This is the second day in a row Sammy Davis Jr.'s name came up on the show. A guy who managed Robin Williams, David Steinberg, said, and before I married Sammy Davis Jr., and I go, he was one of the greatest entertainers of all time. He goes like this, the greatest.
Oh yeah.
The
if you
greatest.
watch
Yeah.
his shit now, it's just like who
Yeah.
who is that person now? No one.
Nobody.
He knew how to do everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars thinks he is, but not on a Sammy Davis Jr.
Man,
thing.
no.
By the way, this is one of my favorite Sammy Davis Jr. stories. He also was the fastest gun. They took a thing to see how quickly that you could do the quick draw. Yeah, and he was the fastest person. He was actually held the record for quick draw for a while.
All right, that's hot.
Yeah.
In a justified.
What are you
kind of
looking
way.
for?
No, this is the picture of Lola.
Lola.
It was her and Sam, him and Sammy.
Look up.
Oh, word.
Go to that. Who dated who? Lola
No, they're
Flana.
together right there.
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, they said, yeah, had an affair with Sammy.
Good for her.
Oh, because he
From
was
65
married.
to 68. Jeez, I didn't even realize how old you are. That you love Lola Flana.
I used to love Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, Burt was he had 7 years where he was the biggest star
Yeah, man.
in the whole
I
world.
was into that mustache.
And all those movies turned out to be terrible. Every movie, that's when you know you're big, is like when your movies
Get
are bad.
7
and people
chances
still-
to be horrible.
Yeah. Who is that guy now who gets to make bad movies?
Oh, man.
And people will still go.
Well, The Rock. The Rock makes a lot of bad movies. People still go to them.
You think they'll be thought of as bad as years go by?
Yeah,
Yes, they're thought of as bad now.
Yeah.
I would say Tom Cruise. He's
No.
had a bad streak.
No.
He's been kind of
The
cold.
Mission Impossibles are always big. Always big.
Yeah, but he did that one movie where he plays the airplane pilot who's a smuggler.
I love
But
that
he's
movie.
such a-
I watched it.
Ah.
Have you seen it?
It just looked corny to me.
Well, I was going
It
to
was
say
real.
he's such a movie star that you forget he had bad movies.
Yeah.
You know?
He's probably the real last legitimate movie star.
Yeah. That
Like
last,
not great actor, movie
Yeah.
star.
that last Mission Impossible, I was like, maybe I should do Scientology.
Yeah.
Motherfucker was
It does
moving
seem like it'd be nice to be in like any cult like that, you know?
at the top.
Yeah.
Like Tom, I don't know
Yeah.
if you're on the scrubbing toilets level, it might not be
Well,
so
right.
fun.
You want to come in there from a show business point of view.
Not just one of the lost girls on the street or something.
Yeah. Just trying to get change from people and then
Right.
take it back. The Happy Gilmore stuff is pretty bad, and that guy gets to keep making
Oh,
movies.
Sandler.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sandler's made a lot of movies.
Now he just makes it for Netflix. He signs like one multi-movie deal after another for Netflix. And I've not seen any of those.
Do you know that they say that these are the number one watched movies on Netflix?
I feel like he makes movies where you don't have to think, and that's
Yeah.
what people are into.
He also looks like he makes movies with his friends at a vacation spot.
Yes, that's the
Like,
life.
call my
I can't
friends.
even hate on him for that.
Yeah, let's all go to Hawaii and we'll do this for the next 4 months. I would love that.
Yes.
I'd much rather be his friend than have the pressure on me to be the guy. Like, whoever I always admire would be like Elvis's friends. Red. Red looked like, yeah, Elvis, I got the truck. Oh, great. Thanks, Red.
Is it Sonny and all those other guys?
Sonny, Red.
The group is
Dr. Nick.
Well, we know what happened to Dr. Nick.
Yeah. The guys that come in the Shade 45, the hip hop guys, always have a big entourage. Always. And then you see somebody come in from Hollywood that's been a star for years. They just come walking in by themselves, have everything they need in a backpack, and save themselves $2 million a year.
I have a theory about that.
What's that?
That rappers usually are poor, and so they have other poor friends that want to hang along.
Right. Yeah.
If you're a movie star, your friends are rich. They're not trying to hang around with you.
But basketball players always have a lot of friends with them when they come in. You know what I mean?
Same, but
Yeah.
everybody's coming from the same background. So
Yeah.
you don't want to jump on that train.
See, this is why you don't want to make it when you're too young, because you still have those kind of friends.
Don't
but
have
if you're
shit.
like 40, you're like, no, I don't have anyone.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
have time to be in an entourage, that means you ain't got shit to do.
You ain't got nothing to do. That is true.
You coming to Sirius XM midday, you ain't got no job.
Chris, if you had it big, would you have to take somebody along?
I'd probably take like my buddy Chris along. You guys are obviously. If I make it like really big,
No, I'm just gonna stay here.
Okay.
Chris is like, what level of fame are we talking here? I'm not a millionaire.
Let's say, let's just say you have a gigantic level of fame, like where people are like yelling your name when you're out on the street.
That'd be fucking amazing. Yeah, I'd take everyone.
How
along
big
with
is
me.
your entourage?
I have at least 24, and probably
Oh my
most of them.
goodness.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even know.
You about to get robbed.
Yeah, you'll never keep money then.
No,
never.
it would be impossible for me to keep
Who
any
stole
money.
my watch? There's so many suspects.
Guess I'll buy another one.
That buddy of yours, Chris, where did you guys even meet?
High school.
Wow, and you still hang with him, huh?
Yeah. It's probably the only person I really hang out with.
That's good. As you get older, you only need 1 or 2 friends. You don't need a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, that is true. Tops. One of them should be your kid, and the other one. Well, Chris, you're in this with this Costa Rican girl. It looks like this could be serious for you.
It is very serious. Yes, it's a very serious relationship. Been together for a year and a half now.
Does she speak Spanish?
Yes, she speaks Spanish. She's
Are you
fluent.
going to try to learn? Try to take some babble fish?
I mean, I don't think at this age I can learn another language. I think you have to do that when you're a kid.
When did she learn both languages? How old was she?
I think she was as she was growing up.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
She
wish
speaks
I
it fluent.
spoke multiple languages.
Yeah, it's very impressive. When someone can say they speak like 5 languages, I'm like, that should be impossible to keep that much shit straight in your head.
Yeah.
English should be impossible. Just to even fucking write in English language. The way things are spelled makes no sense.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's the worst. I feel like a lot of other languages are similar to each other, whereas English is like its own.
Right.
So it's kind of easier to learn.
Like if you learn Spanish, you could learn Italian.
Portuguese or
Yeah.
Italian.
Yeah.
That's just my excuse for why I don't
No,
know
no.
English.
I think you're right.
It's
I think
hard.
you're right. My favorite language to hear, though, is French. If I'm in a French restaurant and I hear those French people talking,
It
I'm like, this
depends.
is
They can
nice.
sound like they got a lot of spit in their mouth.
Yeah.
It depends on are they Pepe Le Pew in it? Or
Yeah.
are they just chilling? Then
Yeah.
it can be nice.
With women, I love that. Not so much a guy speaking it, but with women speak French. And I love women who speak Italian. Russian, I could do without.
It's a harsh language.
It sounds too aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. They like spit the words out of their mouth.
Yeah.
It's fucking bad.
They're tenacious people.
Yeah.
German
I
also.
don't want no Russians come after me.
No, I don't want anybody German around me.
No, that's
Ever.
not a sexy language.
What do you like to hear, Earl?
I like a good British accent or British or
That's because you can understand it. Earl.
exactly. Because the French.
What
is-
about South African? Do you like that?
I love that dialect.
Do you really?
It just has this little lilt to it.
Yeah.
That I don't like.
I find it a little frightening. I find it like everyone show their papers. You know what I mean? It's a little too close to German for me. People will always go, do you want to go to South Africa? I go, I think I'm a little scared. I think I'll be like stopped from getting back on the plane. I want to go through an airport where it looks I don't mind what country we go to, but can all the airports be American? Because even getting back into America, I'm like, wow, do I have everything I need?
Right now, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right now is the weirdest of all.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you guys remember this. It's always going to be a good place for me. So keep that in the back of your mind. All this, I can always go, well, I'm in. You know what I mean? At the last minute, take me.
Yeah.
I always get with the they'll always saying like beautiful language, and then all of a sudden they go, well, excuse me, where's the toilet? It just rolls out wrong. They say
Toilet, you hate that? Yeah.
I hate that. Whenever some reason, just say bathroom or restroom. Don't say toilet. Just seems very.
You don't want to be reminded of what happened.
Yeah, you don't want to. Would you like to hear where's the shit box, or would that bother you? Does that bother you? You're a little squeamish, Earl. You're a little bit
you
squeamish.
like British. That's why you like
Slightly
British
squeamish.
accents.
Like, I just don't like.
You're
pain
proper.
I don't like pain and needles and
I want to
cutting.
go to the loo. That's what you want
Yeah.
to hear.
You like the loo? Is that fine for
The
you?
loo is funny. It sounds.
Could
fun.
you go to one of those countries that the restroom is just a hole in the floor? You got to crouch over it like an animal,
That doesn't bother me.
like a cat in a cat box. Would you be able to do that?
I don't know if I could do a litter box.
Yeah. Mm. What's the one? You go to England all the time, right?
I went there. I've only gone once. I
Oh, I
loved
thought that you went there a few times for music.
it. I went there once.
Did you like London?
I loved it.
How much it remind you of New York?
All of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the problem
I
now,
wanna
right?
go. Yeah.
Wherever you go,
Well-
you feel like you're in New York.
Well, or just America in general. It's like
Yeah.
KFCs in Korea. It's
I
just
know.
like, what is this?
I know.
they're like adopting our aesthetic. Because what I used to like about traveling is like, you go to the airports and everything is just so much more technological. It just looks like a fucking spaceship. You know what I mean? And now it's like everyone is doing a like Americanized aesthetic.
It's also really funny when you see families in New York and they're wearing all American brand clothes. They look American, and then you'll hear them speak German. Yeah. And you're like, dudes, why aren't you looking German? You know what I mean? Like, it's cool to be German. Why are you wearing this? Looks like you got a University of Miami sweatshirt on. Stop it.
Colorado. Or
they have the tourist outfit on.
Yeah.
No.
What is it, Chris?
So I want to let everyone know Janelle James' 15-minute special on the comedy lineup is available now on Netflix. And she's performing this Saturday, October 13th at the Engler Theater in Iowa City, Iowa. Go to JanelleJamesComedy.com for tickets and all her dates.
I think totally forgot about that show.
I think the 15 minutes is a good idea, too.
Oh, it was great.
An hour, I don't want to watch somebody for a whole hour.
I mean, I actually did watch just recently Joe Rogan's hour, which I thought was hilarious.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's great. But yeah. And especially for someone, I'm still, relatively unknown. You know what I mean? It's perfect. It was perfect for me, and I've gotten nothing but positive.
Yeah, a way to be introduced to somebody works a lot better at 15 minutes than it does an hour.
Right. And then if you want to see more, you come see me.
Yeah.
Which has been happening. So that's
everybody was saying, "Did you see Nanette?" And I go, "Well, I saw the first part." And they were yelling, "Like, no,
you gotta
go
watch
back
it
and watch the
in."
whole thing." I'm like, "What is this? A horror movie?" Yeah, it was very close to that. Did you see it?
I did not see it. No.
How about you, Earl?
Not yet.
No one needs to see it more than you, because you have toxic masculinity.
No, I don't.
You don't want to hear women say toilet.
No,
yeah, he doesn't.
No.
He
He's
will
like,
not
that's
put
not
up with a woman.
That's not a lady word.
Yeah. Don't get the door for us, or we're fine.
Still get it for me.
Toxic masculinity, Earl Douglas.
No, hardly. My sisters would.
He don't have a jerk face. He has a
a sweetheart.
Yes, he has a sweetheart
My
face.
sisters would kill me.
Until you're alone
I wouldn't
with
even buy you as a jerk in the movie, huh?
Until you're alone with him.
Oh, word.
And then that all goes away. He just turns around like somebody turning into the Wolfman.
Look, so people can't see it, but he's trying to do a jerk face now. And
Yeah,
it's just adorable. Like,
let's see your angriest face, Earl. Oh, that's scary.
Let me see.
That's a little bit scary.
I think you're saying that because he's black.
Oh, yeah. That was the only reason I was saying. He could put on a birthday hat. I'd
Any
be like,
black
oh, that's
man
a little
not
scary.
smiling is scary.
Yeah. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in the Virgin Islands.
Did you really?
Word, yeah.
When,
St. Thomas.
Now, when you're living in St. Thomas, do you even feel like you're in America, or does it feel?
No, it's an island.
Yeah.
I mean, it is America, but no, it's like living in a small town with water around it.
But after a while, you like start to feel like I got to get off of this rock.
Well, I left when I was a teenager, so I would eventually have gotten there. Yeah.
Do you go back at all?
Yeah, I go. I haven't gone in 2 years, but I've been going at least once a year.
Have you been back since the storm?
I have not. Yeah.
Because people forget the Virgin Islands got hammered.
Yeah, and it's still not together. So, yeah.
Doesn't the Virgin Airline guy have a place down there?
Yes,
Has his own island.
What's his name? Richard
Branson. Yeah.
Him, Kenny Chesney has.
I didn't know that.
It's a lot of celebrities that live down there.
Now the island that Richard Branson owned, it still looked pretty rustic to me. It looked like, man, you better be used to island living.
Yeah.
You're not going to get all the same amenities.
I'm sure I'm sure it's like some incredible shit.
Yeah.
It looks like shit from the outside, and then you go in, and it's like rising pillars. I mean, he's Richard Branson.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's not using an outhouse.
See what it looks like now, Earl. Because I know that.
Oh, you mean because of the hurricane?
Yeah. But I know I saw a documentary about it, and everybody who worked for him literally took a boat to work. You know what I mean? Like the people who worked there did not live on that island. It was so small.
Well, there's no airport.
Yeah.
Couldn't get there any other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's he doing? Look at that devastation he took.
Oh, you meant since the hurricane. I thought you meant that his compound was built to look like it was shoddy.
Wow.
Yeah. 2 Category 5
Look how many of those boats all end up in the same place.
Back to back. I think people forget that too. Even with Puerto Rico, that was 2 hurricanes, 2 of the strongest hurricanes ever recorded back to back within days of each other. How would you think?
Yeah.
You know,
and when a hurricane hits down there, you're not leaving. You're not. You can't go in.
All the airlines immediately raise all their prices to like $8,000. So if you have money, you get to leave.
I didn't even know that. That's
that's another thing that happens. Yeah.
So you're stuck.
You're stuck. Yeah.
Unless you have money, you're
unless
really
you got
stuck.
money.
Yeah.
Yep.
Chris, plug away.
Janelle James is in studio. Her 15-minute special on the comedy lineup on Netflix is available now on Netflix. Her album, Black and Mild, is available on Apple Music, Spotify, and Amazon. And for all her dates, go to JanelleJamesComedy.com.
I'm way more hilarious than I'm being right now.
Chris, I don't have any of the news stories in front of me. What do we got out there today? What's happening?
Well, Kanye said he's going to go. He's actually going to have a meeting with Trump, and he's
invited to the White House.
Yeah,
sure, why not?
Yeah, I think what they always say is crazy knows crazy. So those two,
they
get
love
along
each other.
comfortable together.
Him, Kanye, Kim Jong Un, just 3 fucking.
That would be hilarious.
Peas in a pod.
Trump had the best line about Taylor Swift. He says he now likes her 25% less, which I thought was hilarious.
That's code for I'd still fuck her.
Yeah. That's not off the table.
And then I saw this. It was I was on the Daily Mail, and it's on the iBank now. A car.
Why don't you take a second for yourself, Chris? I put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
You can send me in one of those.
So this dude who worked at like a Hertz rent-a-car, he found a piece of paper on in the car after the guy said brought the car back, and it was a list apparently that his girlfriend had given him of the things he can't and can't do, and it was a 22 point list of how he can't hang out with any women. Yeah, and this is the list right here. It's all 22 are right there, and they're like, and the guy took a picture.
So what is the point of this story? That this is somehow wrong?
No, like the things this girl is asking is totally insane. She like points out like who he can and can't hang out with, how he can never be alone with a woman.
All right, this is what you don't understand. Some people get off on this.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what
obviously,
I mean? This is a sexual game that they're playing. He is a bottom.
I didn't think of it like that. I just thought this guy was stuck in some horrible relationship.
Everybody.
I mean, if you flip this and a man who had this note, I think it would be, we wouldn't be having the same.
No.
We wouldn't be like, she's a bottom. You know what I mean? So she seems nuts to me. And hoping you get out of that, Chad or whoever you are.
Unless he digs.
I know this a white dude because ain't no black dude would accept a list like this. So get it together, Brian, Aaron, whoever, Mike.
This one that says, if I catch you around other girls and underline, I will kill you.
Like what?
Have you ever
true love?
Have you ever been with like a woman who goes, that would get super jealous about things? Because I have before. And there was one girl that I was dating who was like, I don't want you looking at porn or even a Playboy magazine. And I'm like, how serious is this? She was crazy serious. But it was about herself, obviously.
When did this come up? First date?
When I was a kid.
First of all.
I literally was a kid. I think what she did was saw me just like reading a magazine and was like, is that what you want? Is that? And I'm like, oh, this chaos is very exciting.
You were casually reading a Playboy magazine in front of your girlfriend? Yeah. Well, that's kind of weird.
Why, do you think so?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one before?
I come in, hey, honey, and you're just like a pussy is out.
Yeah, but there's plenty of other things in there. There's
for the articles. Oh, right. I forgot. There's articles.
There's sports, there's interviews, there are movies.
Okay. All right.
It's mostly not porn, and the porn like isn't jackable most of the time.
I would agree with you. It's barely jackable porn.
It's just like
y'all are spoiled now.
Oh yeah, today goes too far.
I mean, now we have porn.
Like what? Boobs? That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No penetration. There's nothing in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then. Okay. I forgot about the articles.
Yeah. Wonderful articles, right, Earl?
Yeah, the articles are fantastic. Interviews. There was always the.
What was your favorite interview?
The Carter one, the Jimmy Carter,
and that's the one that He said he lost it in his heart.
Yeah, he had lust in his heart, and that was actually, and people loved it because it was an honest statement.
Here's the thing, Earl. You literally brought up an article from 1976. That's how old you've gotten. You're going back to 1976, 42 years ago for your references. If this was 1976, that would you be like you bringing up something from 1934.
The one that stood out?
Yes. No, you were right about it.
And remember a couple of years ago, Mayer did one where he basically.
Well, isn't John Mayer back in the news now for something that he said?
I missed that.
Yeah, he had said, well, I guess he did something on stage where he brought up toxic masculinity and said it had to stop. And then Fox News was saying, gave up the lyrics to Your Body is a Wonderland as saying, look, you're already there yourself.
Yeah, he was bringing up, he was basically trashing alpha males after he performed the song Daughters.
Yeah, well, why is that odd? It kind of makes sense, right?
You should have new rules. It says,
Let's play it. Go ahead and play it and see what he does.
Bullshit is the idea that if you're a man, any woman you see, you should be able to get an erection. And when we don't, that's the trauma.
What's going on?
I don't want it to be the male contract. I'm telling you that's the contract, and we have to tear the contract up. And what's that?
It's not getting a lot of applause. No.
Well, I feel
no, it does.
Stop it for a second. Go ahead, Doug.
I always feel like anytime I pay money to see a certain thing and then I get a speech or something in the middle, I'm like, come on. Like, I probably wouldn't applaud you. I'm like, sing your fucking song, dude. And then, like, maybe put out a video talking about this. But,
yeah.
So that's probably it's like doing stand up when people are eating their wings all of a sudden. You're just like, here's a show. So, good for him, I guess.
Good for him. Still on top of the world. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're always fantastic.
Thank you.
And it's great seeing you at the Cellar now and traveling around. Go ahead, one more big plug.
Janelle James, her 15-minute special on the comedy lineup is available now on Netflix. She's performing this Saturday, October 13th at the Engler Theater in Iowa City, Iowa. And her album, Black and Mild, is available on Apple Music, Spotify, and Amazon. Go to JanelleJamesComedy.com for all her dates and tickets.
It's a Bennington show. Chris, can I give you a little radio advice there?
Yes.
You don't go from one song into the other. You have to have the song that matches up and then just let that one keep going.
Got it.
Or it sounds like you have a what?
Clusterfuck?
Train wreck. Train wreck. To quote a movie that our friend Rachel Feinstein was in. Train wreck. She was also on that other... I think it's a not Netflix show, but a Amazon Prime show. The one about the kids that work at a golf resort or a tennis resort.
Red Oaks?
Great Oaks, yeah. She plays a MILF in that. And the person that she has sex with, another comedian friend of ours, a Mr. Jim Florentine.
That's awesome.
Why do you say that's awesome like that in a creepy way?
Was that creepy?
Yes, that's awesome. Like they have sex together. Instead of these are two artists making their way through. Original Chris is sitting in, and there's a guy that you want to have on the show, the cricketer. Are you a cricket player? Are you a cricket man? What's your job?
I am a cricket watcher. I'm a cricket fan.
And
I played a little bit growing up, but I was never any good at it.
Now, what is the name of somebody who plays cricket?
A cricket player or a cricketer.
Just a cricketer.
You could say cricketer.
Okay. And you were telling me this guy, and his name again was?
Shane Warne.
Maybe the greatest of all time.
Yeah, arguably the greatest cricketer of all time and one of the greatest spin bowlers of all time. That was his role. He was a spin bowler. So you've got pace bowlers and you've got spin bowlers, and he is probably the greatest spin bowler that we've ever seen.
Now, Chris, did he already leave New York or was he coming through?
Our booking department's reaching out and seeing because they said they weren't approached by him, but
he's a spin bowler. Well, because they probably think that America does not have the same love, but we have people all over the country. And as I said, I've heard from people going, "Oh, if you got him on the show, you would love him." I don't understand any of the rules to cricket.
It's a little bit confusing.
Yes.
And it goes for a long time. 5 days for traditional Test cricket.
All right, so that's a problem.
It takes a while.
We say baseball takes too long.
No, 5 days.
But there's a
Start at 10,
5-day.
finish at 5. Yep.
Yeah.
That's traditional cricket. That's what Shane Warne really excelled in. That was where he made his mark, made his money, all that sort of stuff. But then throughout the years, they brought in 1 day cricket, which went all day from pretty much 10 till 5. And then we have now 2020 cricket, which is a very short form, 20 innings each, and that only goes for about 3 hours. So that's what all the kids are getting into back at home. We've got the Big Bash throughout the summer. Every night we've got a different matchup on, and that's really where a lot of the interest in cricket's going now. Test cricket's kind of losing some of its luster because with kids these days not really having the greatest attention span, 5 days is a bit too much to ask from them.
5 days in a row. How many hours a day?
It starts at about 10, finishes at 5, but they've got a lunch break for 20 minutes and a tea break for 40 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, so they actually legitimately break for lunch and tea. Then they have drinks breaks every now and then.
But I think it's funny that the tea break is longer than the lunch break.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that's the case, but that's just historically how it's been. But he's just a massive name. Went out with Liz Hurley for a while.
Love her.
Yep. Went out with her for a while. I think they broke up a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were.
She came in one day, and Chris and I were sitting here, and we were just, Elizabeth Hurley's coming in, and then you turn around and look at her, and you start to find yourself falling into her eyes, like they literally pull you in, and you're talking to her, and you're like, "This is woman." And she's like in her 50s now.
Yeah.
Uncomfortably beautiful.
Yeah.
Uncomfortably
Wasn't there a
beautiful.
thing where she was regarded as the most beautiful woman because her face was perfectly symmetrical or something like that? There was something about the
let's take a
symmetry
look
of
at her face and see if we can figure out the
Everything is just
symmetrics.
perfectly portioned.
Yeah. Well, look at her breasts are perfectly portioned.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Very much.
everything's pretty good about it.
Yeah.
There's really not much to nitpick whatsoever.
Yeah. I know if I was with her, I would try to say, let's just try to get a neck somewhere. You know what I mean? Let's not go the whole way with it. But yeah, you're right. You could draw a line straight down.
It's the same both sides.
But
Exactly
yeah, it's
the same.
the same as both sides.
Yep.
Earl would be that way except for he has a crooked smile. I call his sexy little pirate smile. Look at that.
Bad teeth.
Bad teeth.
Yeah.
Well, they're going every which way they want to, but that's fine, Earl. Still good, strong teeth. Don't be so harsh on yourself.
No, like a little bit of underbite.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Those bottom teeth are bigger than most people's top teeth.
Yeah, really bad underbite.
Yeah. I think that your jaws just protrudes too far.
Yeah, and
that's a big part of it. You got a freak jaw. And that's why you said you could not get a woman for yourself to stay any amount of time. You got that whole thing going with your jaw. Sad. Well, maybe Ellen Barkin will fall for you. What did you think of Janelle James? Maybe that would have worked for you.
Oh, she was cool.
Do you know that one time I hooked Earl up on a date, and this was probably 17 years ago, and I did not realize I was being racist because I had met a black girl who had just moved to town, and I said, I have the perfect guy for you. And I put her and Earl on a date together, and I ran into her not too long ago in the village. She doesn't forget the awkward date. And she's done stand-up. She's been on the Tonight Show and stuff like that.
I don't know if it was awkward. It was kind of a cool.
No, I'm talking about what she had to say. She said it was an awkward, terrible night. And she's the one who pointed out to me, don't you think it's a little racist to hook a black person up with a black person? And I went, now that I hear it, I could see why. But I thought if I would have hooked you up with a white person, it might have been shocking to the system.
You know,
where'd you take her?
I'm trying to. I think if it's the same one. We went to Little Italy for dinner.
That's the same one.
Yeah, we went to Little Italy for dinner. Then we went out for dessert.
She said that between dinner and dessert, you were grinding on her and she believes that you finished in your pants. That's what she said to me. I saw her not too long
I was
ago.
a perfect gentleman, and
Yes,
then
because you didn't take it out.
and then we went to, then we went to a movie. I let her pick the movie.
What movie did you guys say?
I think it
Mandingo?
was Dingo. I think it was Road Trip. It was
nice.
Why would you take her to that?
Good dad
No,
movie.
she picked it.
Yeah.
Hey,
She loves Tom Green.
And you guys were making out during the movie?
No, watch the movie, and then
Heavy petting?
no heavy.
That's okay if you did.
Light petting?
And then after
Yeah,
the movie,
just gently touching her nipples.
then after the movie,
You jerked off on her?
Vernon Reed was playing a solo set, and we caught the tail end of his set, and she met Vernon.
Did she care about Vernon?
She liked the set, and
But didn't really know who he was?
The tail end of the set.
yeah, because we were out all night.
Until
Remember?
the sun came up?
No,
You should have made her leave the movie. Just go see Vernon. That's more important
She
than Road
said that
Trip.
when you took her home, you started pulling out her clothes.
oh,
Bro, you can't do that shit.
I did not.
And she said you had something, you had poured some liquid in a rag and it went over her mouth and nose and she passed out.
I did not do an ether rag. No.
I'm going to try to find a picture of her. Earl. She really looks fantastic. I can't remember, I remember her on air name. I'm trying to think of her comedy name.
Bro, you can't let Ellen Barkin hear about this girl.
Yeah, I know.
And the rag thing, that's bad.
No, I did
Well,
not.
I mean, the thing is, if two people are into it, then it's fine with me. That's what.
Yeah, but this seems like a little one-sided.
No, I did not do anything of the sort. I want to make that perfectly clear. I was
Well,
a perfect gentleman.
Look who sounds like Brett Kavanaugh.
It was perfectly.
BK in the house, Ron.
Have it his way. BK.
The Burger King's on the Supreme Court.
Perfectly fine.
You got away with nothing, Earl.
No, I did not do
You got away
nothing.
with it all. Like the end of the player. Hey, let's I want to point this out to everybody. I'm coming home to Poughkeepsie in New York. It'll be the end of my Poughkeepsie tour, the last upstate show that I'm doing. I'll be at the Laugh It Up Comedy Club, and we're going to laughitup.net for tickets.
That's happening Saturday, November 3rd at the Laugh It Up Comedy Club in Poughkeepsie, New York.
You know who I'm trying to get to open for me?
Oh.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Wow, that's going to be
I mean,
great.
that would be unbelievable if I get him up. Just, do a half an hour, some of his crazy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, Leonardo DiCaprio. I kind of feel like it's a Star is Born moment. Like he's on his way up and I'm on my way down.
It's a beautiful story.
I wouldn't even mind taking Lady Gaga there to say. Is that the way that's pronounced, Gaga?
It's Gaga.
Well, how am I saying it?
Gaga.
I thought that was it. Lady Gaga is going to be there. We're one more. Look at you. Have you seen it yet, Earl?
Not yet. No.
Let's all go see it together. We'll all go see Stars Born.
Okay, I'm down.
Together. And you know what? Let's bring outside food. I'm going to bring a pork chop sandwich with me.
I'm going to bring some chowder.
Do me a favor. Put it in the popcorn bucket. Maybe everything. Do me a favor and bring a bucket of sardines. I know you get them fresh over there in Astoria. Just a big bucket of them.
Only the freshest for us, Ron.
Earl, what's the last movie you've been to?
Oh, wow.
Go with me. I have a thing that makes everybody laugh. I throw Chinese stars at the screen until it rips open and you can't see anything.
People like that, huh?
Original Chris wants to book this cricket player. Let's get him. You're gonna have to
come in.
You're gonna have to do most of the talking to him.
That's fun.
Okay.
Happily.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Might even
There's
be
plenty to talk about. He's had a very interesting life, as you can tell by the book.
I'm dying to read the book for that very reason.
Yeah.
As I say, Kathleen and Bri love them, and they're very hard on cricketers. Very hard.
I heard that about them.
Yeah, a lot of all-stars they're not even fans of.
It's good. They should have.
Earl, let's go out to the thing. You take that girl again. Take it. Every 18 years, you take her out on a date.
Let's go, Earl.
I laughed that he thinks it went well when he hasn't dated her again in 18 years. And you're both single.
Well,
she's got 6 kids, though. But you're both single.
Wait. How many?
Yeah, 6. Her husband choked on a sardine. I think he was at the movies. And somebody hit him in the back of the head with a Chinese star. And made him just start gagging and choking on it. Hey, we got to get going, Chris.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. I know. Plugs.
All right. So,
not agreements.
Rachel Feinstein was in studio. She'll be performing at Zanies in Nashville October 19th and 20th. Zanies.com for tickets. Her Twitter is at Rachel Feinstein. And Janelle James, her 15-minute special on the comedy lineup, is available now on Netflix, and she's performing this Saturday, October 13th at the Engler Theater in Iowa City, Iowa. JanelleJamesComedy.com for tickets.
All right, that's it for us. We'll see you again tomorrow.